$500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110 level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call for a free quote today. 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
And now another insurance story from Wow, I wonder how much all this costs. Shh. Well, it can't be cheap. Do we even have enough for our own you-know-what?
Honey, shh. I heard he bought final expense insurance through the Smart Bunny app.
The Smart Bunny app?
Like on your phone?
I know what an app is.
For the love of all things decent, be quiet.
Get up to $25,000 of lifelong coverage for funeral expenses, debts, and other needs for as little as $14 a month. And no medical exam is required. So hop on the Smart Bunny app now and grab some final expense insurance.
Honey, are you buying the insurance, like, right now?
Time is precious.
So true.
Shh. Smart Bunny Insurance.
Smart Bunny. Smart Bunny.
Your insurance super app. Insurance is sold by Smart Bunny Insurance Services and underwritten by various companies. Coverage exclusions and limitations may apply.
E-Pass presents the romantic comedy travel experience of the fall.
Margaret, I love you.
And I love saving on Florida toll roads with E-Pass.
You'll fall in love with convenient roadway electronic toll payments all over again. Plus, this week only, you can qualify to win $100 in tolls. Go to getepass.com and sign up for a free E-Pass sticker. You'll be entered to win one of our daily giveaways of $100 in tolls now through September 2nd. Choose E-Pass, expect savings. Get details and rules of the contest at getepass.com.
Want to win a free motorcycle? I'm Orlando attorney Mo DeWitt, and I'm giving away a free motorcycle valued up to $20,000. All you have to do is go to bikerswinorlando.com. That's bikerswinorlando.com. Enter today at bikerswinorlando.com.
You met with the stable boy despite your father's orders. He hoisted you onto the saddle and you wrapped your arms around him, embracing his silent strength. He lay you down amongst the wildflowers. You experienced love like never before. While you were buying dish soap. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover heart-stopping romance titles on Audible.
We want everyone to enjoy their Labor Day weekend, so please use rideshare or a designated driver. A DUI will absolutely change your life. Don't drink and drive. From your friends at iHeartMedia and Anajar Levine Accident Attorneys.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. And now, during our biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Plus free home delivery on select smart beds when you add any base. Ends Labor Day. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
All make and model used cars. Close out priced through Labor Day at Sutherland Nissan Orlando.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers.
The News Junkie is on.
The 3 best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day.
The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Friday, August 30th, 2024. Lots to get to today, from did Kamala bomb the interview to the the insane Richard Simmons autopsy results, and a Chicago-bound flight gets rocked by turbulence. Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Hello.
Hello, C-Lay. And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message rolling right in the studio in real time. And this never, ever, ever happens, friends. Can't believe
man?
this.
Tell
Let me
us
double check.
more.
I don't want to make a mistake. Let me double. No, this is legitimate. We got a last-minute message. I know. We got
whom?
This is a last-minute message from the Shroom pilot's wife. Let's see what she said.
Have a great Friday, you mother.
We did it, everybody! That's right. We made it to a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Let's just keep drowning them out.
Can you hear me?
Elaine, I mean, how long of a siren did you download?
You sound fine.
There was a lot of noises I was screaming behind. I was over here like giving it my all. Don't make me do that on a Friday. This early on a Friday, you don't make me give my all. I don't really have too much to give, honestly. I was thinking today once again about just calling in sick.
What I was
calling you guys up. I can't make it.
Okay, one, you never call us. Two, I know exactly what you would have said via text.
Mm-hmm.
And I could almost determine what time you would have done that at.
11 o'clock. No, not 11 o'clock.
It would have been like 10:15.
10 o'clock. 10 o'clock to 10:15. And I would have said, anybody interested in taking the day off?
And who would have answered immediately?
There have been some fast responses. Long weekend. We got enough time, though. We got a nice Labor Day weekend ahead of us here.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what's happening out there. Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's going on in this great, big, wide world of ours. And we go to former President Trump. Let's see what he's got going on. There's always something happening in this world of Trump. And see what it is. Still got sirens? Well, we might need them. Here we go.
This is your favorite president, Donald J. Trump, with some very exciting news. By popular demand, I'm doing a new series of Trump digital trading cards.
They're back, baby.
We've had a lot of fun with them.
We've had a lot of fun.
We've had so much fun. Remember the digital trading card expo we've had?
Why is there one with a lion in the background? Some of these are very odd. I don't know why they chose these. They all come with a piece of the suit he was wearing, ... Not when he almost got assassinated, which would have been way cooler. But when he was debating Biden, the Biden debate KO suit, a little chunk of that comes with these cards, I guess.
They're digital.
You
so
get
they're just
digital,
sending you a piece of cloth in the mail?
You get digital and you get an actual card. Unless you want to display it somewhere, you know what I mean?
The America First collection. 50 all-new stunning digital trading cards.
Stunning.
Really something. These cards show me
really
dancing
something.
and even me holding some bitcoins. Here's the best part.
Pause. Trump, explain to me what a bitcoin is. What? I'm holding some bitcoins.
I'm dancing in one of them, and I'm holding a bitcoin. That's a whistle for you.
And you know what? There's a guy named Lex Friedman who's a YouTuber, and he has a popular YouTube channel. He's about to interview Trump, and he's sort of like a middle-of-the-road dude. And Lex Friedman asked his audience, he goes, what question should I ask Trump? And somebody had what I thought would be the most fun list of questions. And they were not big questions. They were things like, what is a Bitcoin?
Oh,
what is the capital of Canada?
A little trivia.
Like some impromptu trivia questions just to see. And I know Trump wouldn't answer them. So I would love to hear that so much, like the runaround that would happen. If you said, what's the capital of Canada? He'd be like, Canada, terrible country. He'd go on a rant about how much Canada sucks, never answering the question of what is the capital. That I'd like to hear. And this man does not know what a Bitcoin is because you can't hold one. You could.
There's even one of me holding some bitcoins. I have the most bitcoins.
If you put them on a thumb drive or like the code on a thumb drive, then maybe, I don't know, technically, you used to be able to get physical bitcoins. Remember those? Like because it was just a coin with your Bitcoin code on it.
That's right. And then did a bunch of people lose money because they lost the Bitcoin? The actual Bitcoin?
There's so much money lost in Bitcoin where people can't keep the codes or the coins.
Holding some Bitcoins.
Hold the Bitcoin.
Here's the best part. I'm doing great things for my Trump digital card collectors.
All right.
First, there's the real physical Trump cards.
Whoa.
Purchase 15 or more of my Trump digital trading cards and we'll mail you a beautiful physical trading card.
Nice.
I think quite something. Each physical trading...
I think he seemed into that. He's like, you know.
Yeah, I think quite something.
I think it is.
Trading card is really, I think, quite something. Each physical trading card has an authentic piece of my suit that I wore for the presidential debate. And people are calling it the knockout suit. I don't know about that, but that's what they're calling it.
Nobody does that so much. Look, I'm not calling it that. I just can't help but call it that.
I'll repeat it if you need be.
If you want to, fine.
That's something else.
All right. Last night was the interview, the big interview, the first real interview since Kamala Harris has stepped in to take over for Old Man River. And a lot of eyes were on this. There was some talk about how it was kind of strange that although there was lots of pressure for her to give an interview, that the first interview she gives after this is with somebody else, like in the sidecar. Tim Walz didn't say too much, though. There was only, I think he took about 3 questions. And
I know the gun thing, yeah?
They asked him about the gun thing and like his little white lies that he has twisted into things, his exaggerations, I'll say. And I have that teed up here. Here's some of the things that went down, just in case you missed this interview. Let's see how it was. Because I know without a doubt on a morning like this, I'm going to wake up and everybody on the right is going to be like, there it is. Proof. She's a dimwit. This is the dumbest woman. We can't let her be the president of the United States.
Kamala.
And then I know that Kamala Harris soldiers, which have fallen in line so fast, are just going to be like, genius, she's the best, brat, energy, whatever. And then I know I have to watch it. So I watched the video this morning from CNN to see what the interview went like. And then I also have what Trump's response was, which I think says so much. It says so much, and that part is kind of important. Here we go. Let's see how it went.
My proposal includes what would be a tax credit of $25,000 for first-time home buyers, so they can just have enough to put a down payment on a home, which is part of the American dream and their aspiration, but do it in a way that allows them to actually get on the path to achieving that goal and that dream.
So you have been vice president for 3.5 years.
Yeah.
The steps that you're talking about now, why haven't you done them already?
Good question.
Well, first of all, we had to recover as an economy, and we have done that. I'm very proud of the work that we have done that has brought inflation down to less than 3%. The work that we have done to cap the cost of insulin at $35 a month for seniors. Donald Trump said he was going to do a number of things, including allowing Medicare to negotiate drug prices. Never happened.
Just for the record, I love when this happens. I love when politicians do this. The work that we've done to cap the prices of insulin, okay? Insulin is literally one drug. It is literally one thing. And we have so many problems with our healthcare system. Whether you're from the right or the left, I don't care. You have to acknowledge that our healthcare system is royally screwed in this country. All of the people who have health insurance pay for all the people who don't have health insurance. And because of that, simple procedures, which would cost very little in almost every other first world country, cost an exorbitant amount of money in the United States of America. I know this firsthand. My father had brain surgery. I remember him going through this brain surgery and seeing the bills that we incurred afterwards as a result of this. It's insanity. Everybody knows the dumb things about the tallying up of the healthcare bill where you go, some Advil and a Band-Aid cost me $700. And all of these things are stupid. But people could be won over. They're like, oh, brought the price of insulin down. We don't ask big enough questions sometimes, and we take little answers to mean more than they should.
We did it. So now, as I travel in the state of Georgia and around our country, the number of seniors that have benefited, I was in Nevada recently, a grandmother who showed me her receipts. And before we capped the cost of insulin for seniors at $35 a month, she was paying hundreds of dollars, up to thousands of dollars.
Come over here. You got to see this. Spread of receipts everywhere.
Not a lot of them left, but they got it, and they saved them.
I see Dave on YouTube said, where was that quote? He said, sounds like Debbie Downer. I think this is unfair. Here's why. If she goes in and is laughing and is jovial, you'll probably take a shot at her for that. If she goes in and tries to avoid that and is serious, you'll probably take a shot at her for that. There's not really a great space for her to operate in, given the whole cackling Kamala thing that she's fallen into. See, which says Dana Bash is a terrible interviewer. I thought she did just okay. You know, she did what I would have expected her to do in the situation. Let's see what else we have from this before we move on to all kinds of other stuff happening in the country. Oh, why did she not tell us about Biden, Mr. Magoo moments? Does she regret any of that?
Vice President Harris, you were a very staunch defender of President Biden's capacity to serve another 4 years. Right after the debate, you insisted that President Biden is extraordinarily strong. Given where we are now, do you have any regrets about what you told the American people?
No, not at all. Not at all. I have served with President Biden for almost 4 years now, and I'll tell you, it's one of the greatest honors of my career, truly. He cares so deeply about the American people. He is so smart and loyal to the American people. And I have spent hours upon hours with him, be it in the Oval Office or the Situation Room. He has the intelligence, the commitment. And
she's off on a whole other thing right now, by the way. They asked, do you regret not saying, hey, Biden's old, his fitness should be in question here? She's just off on, here are all the things I like about Biden, which I can understand that stance. I mean, she's the vice president. What exactly are you going to do? Let's see what else we got. I got just 2 more clips here.
It was a Sunday.
All right, this is her recalling when Biden called her and told her he was going to drop out. And then with that call, of course, she knew she was the heir apparent. She's also pretending in this retelling of when Biden told her she was going to drop out that she didn't full well know what was going on behind the scenes, that they were pushing him to this. But it was a Sunday, she said.
So here, I'll give you a little too much information.
Go for it. There's no such thing, Madam Vice
No, there is.
My family was staying with us, and including my baby nieces. And we had just had pancakes and, you know, Auntie, can I have more bacon? Yes, I'll make you more bacon. And then we were sitting down to do a puzzle. And the phone rang, and it was Joe Biden. And he told me what he had decided to do.
What a shift in tone that was. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
She went from, we're making bacon, we're doing puzzle, and the phone
bacon
rings.
Pancakes, bacon pancakes.
Then all of a sudden, she goes over to, and he told me he was stepping out of the way.
And we had just had pancakes and, you know, Auntie, can I have more bacon? Yes, I'll make you more bacon. And then
I want some bacon.
We were sitting down to do a puzzle.
You don't need any bacon.
I'd like some bacon.
The phone rang, and it was Joe Biden. And he told me what he had decided.
Like she got sad about it.
Yeah, she went into like a whole thing there.
Bacon was ruined.
The bacon was ruined. The puzzle was ruined. All of it. The only good news she got was that she was in a 50-50 shot to be the president of the United States next. Walls was asked about his white lies, his exaggerations, pretending that he was in active duty in the military, like in a war zone, and also with the IVF exaggerations and a couple of other things. Let's see what he said.
And the idea that you said that you were in war. Yeah. Did you misspeak as the campaign has said?
Yeah, I said we were talking about, in this case, this was after a school shooting, the ideas of carrying these weapons of war. And my wife, the English teacher, told me my grammar's not always correct. But again, if it's not this, it's an attack on my children for showing love for me, or it's an attack on my dog. I'm not going to do that. And the one thing I'll never do is I'll never demean another member's service in any way. I never have, and I never will.
Lame answer there. It's like, look, if it's not that, it's the thing about my kids. The thing about his kid, it was terrible. You monsters who went after his kid for being like emotional about the fact that his dad was vice presidential nominee. What losers you are to go after the kids of all of these political leaders to begin with.
Somebody on Facebook, and I thought it was a good point, was like, I'm seeing all these posts about how dare you be so mean to a kid, but very little post actually being mean to the kid. It was mostly just Ann Coulter.
No, I saw some on Twitter, which is not the real world. I specifically saw people saying things like, if this is Tim Walz' son, his son is weak and soft, and it's because you raised him wrong, and just losers, just loser mentality. But that is not in any way equivalent to criticizing him for obviously exaggerating crap. It's a Weasley answer. So overall, I thought she did fine. I mean, she wasn't super specific about things. Some of her plans aren't great, but I thought she did fine. She made it through the interview. There weren't any like really embarrassing gaffes or anything. And the reaction from Trump was kind of my favorite, because Trump goes, boring. And I said, that's it. I keep trying to tell people, like, you have to understand what motivates Trump, where he's coming from, who Trump actually is. That's who he actually is. Trump is like boring. And it is kind of a boring interview. But why does it need to be an exciting interview? The goal is not to be exciting and to get ratings. The goal is to be a good president, to come up with good ideas, to bring people together, and to make the United States a better country. It's not about ratings and exciting, but that's sort of what it all boils down to for Trump. That's the world that he's living in. He's used to that. That's how he operates. So, yeah, I thought she did fine. I don't think she shot herself in the foot. I don't think it was great, but she didn't S the bed, which maybe was one of the goals there. What do you think, though? That's fair. Give your criticism. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com. I want to hear from everybody on this, no matter where you are politically. There we go. It's kind of a weird time, because you hear new Kamala Harris in that interview talking about, we're going to secure the border more. We're going to do all these things. Trump's on the campaign trail. Trump's talking yesterday. Trump said he alluded to the fact that he's going to vote against this abortion amendment on the ballot in the state of Florida.
Oh,
he's going to
right?
vote against the 6-week abortion ban, saying that he says not enough time. It's not enough time. So he's shifting sort of more towards the middle on that. He also said, here's the Associated Press, former President Donald Trump says if he wins a second term, he wants to make IVF treatment free for women, but did not detail how he would fund this plan or precisely how it would work. That sounds like it would be very expensive, honestly, because IVF is
Here's
very
the trading
expensive.
card with me with IVF, and if you just buy 15, you get free IVF.
We want them to have beautiful babies.
This is me with a baby, Bitcoin.
So he's focusing on women's reproductive rights, IVF, and all these other things, and Kamala Harris is focusing on, like, I don't know, maybe it's good everybody's coming to the center, but I feel like everybody's just lying to me. That's what I feel like. I feel like this is the part where people say what they think you want to hear to you, and it's not going to be the person that they actually are. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Let me know. tipsathenewsjunkie.com, or send a dispatch on the website. Anonymous emails. Says, please keep me anonymous right off the jump, which you should do too. It says, mushroom experience. When I was in my early 20s, close to 25 years ago now, I ate some mushrooms that a friend of mine had grown. A few other people we knew had tried them and said they were okay. I had a few mushrooms. I had mushrooms before I knew what. These ones were something different and not what I expected. It was a very awkward trip, and when I woke up the next day, it hadn't quite left me. I had a weird, anxious, trippy, hallucinogenic feeling for the next 2 weeks. It took me going on a liquid diet of veggie juice and water for about 4 days to clear it all out of my system and get me feeling normal.
Sucks at growing mushrooms.
A lot of people don't have the awareness to cleanse themselves like that when it gets too bad. I should have done it long before I did. Sorry for the commas and periods in weird places. Talk to text does that, says this person. That's why that one sentence was weird. Thank you for your experience. I never heard of a friend like actually growing the mushrooms. That's an interesting one. But yeah, I know a guy, his parents, when we were growing up, I thought they were cool at the time. Now I don't know how I feel about it. His parents would like smoke out of a bong with us and stuff. Huh. And his parents owned a big company that was one of the larger hemp clothing companies at the time.
Oh.
And so he and his whole family, when they were 15 or 16, up and went to Amsterdam for a big vacation. And at that time, we were like, why? At that time, Amsterdam was red light district.
Yeah. All you heard is that you could smoke weed there.
Yeah. And now they've backed off of that stuff quite a bit, actually. But then they were full force.
It's almost like they don't have to be that place anymore because it's so many other areas you could go to where there's legal weed.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very true. Like socially, on an international level, things have changed a lot. So he goes there, and they're doing all the things you would expect. And he has some of the mushrooms that they sell at these places in Amsterdam. And he took like 3 or 4 times what the recommended dose was on the side of the thing. And I remember when he came back, he would just he didn't talk that much anymore. And he just laid on his bed and stared at the fan. He would only talk about movies. He was like obsessed with movies and who won movie awards and whatnot. And he was very big on that for like a little while. And then all of a sudden, boom, he popped back into it. So I do know that sometimes those things can hang with you. But I don't know what the hell was going on with this shroom pilot. And I don't know if that was it. We're never going to learn the answer to what exactly occurred there. All right, more emails that we'll get to as the show rolls on. When we come back, Richard Simmons' Autopsy released. And this thing is wild. We have got to tackle this together and see what was in Richard Simmons' Autopsy. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
You might not have many friends, but we definitely don't. So, hey Alexa, play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Happy Friday, Orlando. Hoping your ride right now is a smooth and safe one, but just like that now, a right lane is blocked on the turnpike that's southbound after the 429 exit. So just take note of that. Maybe give yourself a little extra time due to a small delay, but northbound lanes of the turnpike are clear right now. Still your usual delay. I-4 eastbound approaching Central Florida Parkway from Osceola Parkway, but westbound we're clear, and no issues on the Greenway or 408. Our Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black.
This report is sponsored by USPS Ground Advantage. Simple, affordable, reliable.
Every business faces challenges, but shipping shouldn't be one of them. Turn shipping to your advantage with USPS Ground Advantage from the United States Postal Service. Learn how at USPS.com/advantage. USPS Ground Advantage. Simple, affordable, reliable.
Get ready to win your way to our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival. Presented by Capital One. And $1,000.
T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas. September 20th and 21st.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
Buy tickets now at AXS.com.
Audible is a proud partner of the 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival. Explore the best selection of audiobooks, plus podcasts and originals, all in one easy app. Audible, there's more to imagine when you listen. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com.
For decades, the mafia had New York City in a stranglehold, but the murder of Carmine Galante marked the beginning of the end.
It sent the message that we can prosecute these people.
From the minds behind the acclaimed television series, listen to Law and Order: Criminal Justice System on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeartRadio app and search Law and Order: Criminal Justice System and start listening.
When you call me for an injury case, you don't pay a dime unless we win. The call and the advice are always free. Injured on the go, just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorneys.
The #1 cause of accidents is distracted driving, like cell phones, eating, and playing with the radio. So leave it right here on Real Radio. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
You scaled the sheer cliff face, battling frostbite, running low on oxygen. The wind pierced your skin, and every inch was agony. You reached heights no other human had before, while getting nowhere at airport security. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover best-selling action titles on Audible.
Kevin Sorbo here, and I have an important message to share. If you owe the IRS back taxes, they can garnish your wages and levy your bank accounts. They can even seize your retirement or take your home. Tax Network USA is A+ rated and has saved over $500 million for their clients. Whether you owe a few thousand or a few million, they can help you.
Call Tax Network USA at 800-728-2000 or visit tnusa.com. That's 800-728-2000 or visit tnusa.com.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. And now, during our biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Plus free home delivery on select smart beds when you add any base. Ends Labor Day. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
As fall approaches, you have a lot to prepare for. Back to school, sporting events, family gatherings, and staying on top of your health. The virus that causes COVID-19 continues to evolve. So this fall, no matter what you're prepping for, you can prioritize your family's health and make a game plan for COVID-19 vaccination. Ask your doctor or pharmacist to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
For decades, the mafia had New York City in a stranglehold, but the murder of Carmine Galante marked the beginning of the end.
It sent the message that we can prosecute these people.
From the minds behind the acclaimed television series, listen to Law and Order: Criminal Justice System on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart Radio app and search Law and Order: Criminal Justice System and start listening.
You sailed beyond the horizon in search of an island scrubbed from every map. You battled krakens. You navigated through storms. Your spade struck the lid of a long-lost treasure chest, while you cooked up a lasagna. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover best-selling adventure stories on Audible.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, Premier Men's Medical Center will get your sex life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simmons. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Premier Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Premier Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your sex life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 407-337-5569. 407-337-5569. To regain your sex life in just one visit, call now. 407-337-5569.
We want everyone to enjoy their Labor Day weekend, so please use rideshare or a designated driver. A DUI will absolutely change your life. Don't drink and drive. From your friends at iHeartMedia and Anajar Levine Accident Attorneys.
Kickoff is almost here, and iHeart is the official home of the NFL Podcast Network, featuring podcasts like NFL Daily with Greg Rosenthal.
Packing it with so much goodness. Chock full of info.
And tons of fantasy football podcasts with expert advice for you to win your fantasy league. It's the best part of the season. Your team is undefeated and anything is possible. Take the iHeartRadio app and the NFL with you right in your pocket. Open the free iHeart app, search NFL, and start listening now.
New South Window Solutions. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
Because the newspapers don't come with cliff notes or potentially offensive accents.
Simmons' Autopsy is in. I've got it right here in front of me. We're going to go through it together. People were very surprised, and I think some of it is a little bit maybe of a misunderstanding, but there were some things that were very jarring to me as well. Richard Simmons, the fitness man, the guy who at 76 years old was still somebody that most people, I think even some young people, still seem to know who Richard Simmons was.
Oh, absolutely. And the last of his years, couple decades, the big podcasts was like, where's Richard Simmons?
Yep.
But
yeah.
it was also, despite him staying inside his house, one of the things I thought was just so sweet is that anytime a tour bus came by, he would pop out and say hello to everybody.
He's a sweet
so
man.
Cool.
He's one of those people that you put in that category where you go, they were a positive force, like the Mr. Rogers types, and who's the Happy Little Trees dude, the painter,
Bob Ross.
Bob Ross, absolutely. Like these very wholesome people, and I think Richard Simmons was good for the country. And he was this person who wanted to motivate people who were overweight and trying to get their health back in focus. Good for him, but he unfortunately died. And now I have in front of me from the medical examiner the actual report, and I did not remember until I saw this that his name wasn't Richard Simmons. I'm looking for Richard Simmons on the report, and I see Milton Teagle Simmons on this, and that's not what I was necessarily thinking I was going to see. Milton Teagle Simmons, it says. It says, Form 1 only. The decedent is a 76-year-old Caucasian male who was found down in his residence by his friend or caretaker. According to reported information, the decedent was found unresponsive on the floor of his bedroom by his caretaker. She called 911 and attempted CPR. Paramedics from Los Angeles Fire Department Rescue Ambulance 58 and other officers showed up at the scene. They said dehydration was seen to his mouth. Rigor mortis was present. How soon does that set in, rigor mortis, on a body? I just looked it
up. So it could start, I need to double check. It can start within like 6 to 12 hours, but then it could be like a cycle in which it's not complete until 24 to 48 hours.
All right. So he may have been dead
Thank you for not asking why I just looked it up.
It's a little concerning. He may have been dead for a number of hours when this happened. It says dehydration was seen to his mouth. A brownish fluid was seen emanating from his mouth as well.
Oh.
Skin defects appearing consistent with abrasions were seen to his head, right hand, left elbow, and lower legs. Skin discoloration appearing consistent with contusions were seen on these areas. A brown dried substance was seen on his bedding, the bathroom floor, and the side of the toilet. I don't know what they're getting at there, but this was the thing that people really responded to. They said prescription medications prescribed to the decedent were found in his bathroom. And to those people who were like, he had prescription medicine in his system when he died. Oh, my I say to you, you sweet little yearling, you sweet little thing, you should know that almost everybody above the age of 50 is taking prescription medication of some kind. It's just a fact of life. There are no people in their 60s, 70s, and 80s. Sure, there's a few randoms, but for the most part, all these people are taking medication. That's
right,
not a sign that he OD'd or something.
You've been found dead.
Uh-huh.
What do they find in your body?
Shockingly, nothing.
Oh, okay. The speech you just gave everybody. Not one thing. I thought you take stuff every morning.
I take a bunch of witchcraft stuff. I told you before. I take the liver oils. I take the
I thought you were on a
thistles.
prescription for something.
Only thing I take is I'm on no prescription things at all. The only thing I take is Zyrtec, but I don't know if they'd be like there was Zyrtec in his body. I just don't take a lot of that stuff.
A lot of CBD.
They'll only find a little. Well, I don't know how long that stays in your system, but there would be some because I use them to sleep on days I don't drink. It's a nice little time, but that's not weird. It's so weird because if you look at the stories about this, so many headlines say Richard Simmons autopsy, prescription medication found in system, and it's come on. You're trying to make it like he died of an OD. That's not what happened here. Older people are on prescription medication. It's just a fact of life.
I'm on plenty of it.
There's almost everybody is on something.
But I'm not on. He had trazodone in his system, which is an antidepressant and a sedative.
All right. He used it to sleep, I believe, is what they said.
Yeah, and but for me, it'd be like they found him with blood pressure medication in his system.
It's not super sexy or exciting. They said The decedent had no significant medical issues other than his gastrointestinal problems. No known tobacco, alcohol, or drug use. They said late in the evening, here's how it went down. Excuse me. The decedent reportedly had an episode of dizziness after using the bathroom and collapsed on the floor. It is unknown if he hit his head. He was unable to call the housekeeper.
Wouldn't you know it when you look at his head and examine it?
They don't know if he hit his head because he had like bruises all over him. I'll show you that in just a moment here.
Oh.
But they don't know if it was from that moment that he hit his head. He was unable to get up and spent several hours on the floor until he was found by his caretaker. His caretaker tried to seek medical care because he wanted to spend his birthday at home. He said, I'll do it the next morning. He spent the day in bed. He was visited by his secretary, who stated his speech was slurred. And then they stayed with him for the rest of the day. Then they found him dead. Foul play is not suspected. They even show like the bruising he had on his body. And this dude was covered in bruises. All of these little marks are here, other than just the fact that it says gray hair. All these marks that you see are different bruises that he had all over his body.
Or those are just where the bruises were?
Those are just where he had bruising and contusions on his body that they kind of like fill in. He was a little bit beat up as they found him. But poor Richard Simmons, he was not a drug addict, just in case you're seeing these stories, these headlines all over the place. People are lying on his name even after he's dead. And I totally agree. I thought the way he was treated in his final years was so messed up to me. It was so weird.
Yeah, let the man live.
Yeah, people are allowed to fade out if they want to and disappear. I don't know why you would be against that. Leave him alone. Richard Simmons, R.I.P. There he goes. All right, we want to hear from you. What do you think? Let us know. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. If you want to. Excuse me. Allergy attack. The Zyrtec is not working correctly.
Got to triple up.
You could use your... I'm quadding right now.
I think you would need to find a new medication.
4 every day.
That Allegra's the best, man. You're gonna.
I might switch.
It's a horse pill, but it does cover a lot of the bases.
Yeah, how are you awake if you have that much Zyrtec? Because Zyrtec back in the day, unless it's Zyrtec D or non-drowsy or something, Zyrtec used to put me out.
It doesn't do it to me. I don't know. I just my allergies are terrible this time of year. I apologize for that, but I do want to hear from you. So send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. When we come back, we will talk about something from our youth, from our childhood, that is changing forever. And people are so pissed off. And I am so happy about this. All right? We're going to see where you land, Sabrina, where you land, C-Lane, and where you land as well. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
The new Real Music Weekends begin next weekend on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey, Central Florida, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your weekend forecast. And for your Friday, we start off the weekend with hot temperatures. Afternoon highs will be climbing into the mid-90s. High of 93 degrees today in Orlando with about a 30% chance of a few hit-and-miss downpours, some of which could contain some heavy rain and frequent lightning. Most of these will wind down near sunset tonight, but better chances of showers and storms exist throughout the weekend with a 60 to 70% chance of showers and storms. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before. We now have more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world. Protecting America, fighting for you.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Mills Air, the company that's going to help you out and get you all up and running when your AC is not doing what you want it to do. There's so many times where you go into the house and you go, it doesn't feel as cool as it used to. This can't be 70 degrees. This is not how I want to be comfortable in my house. All you need to do is just pick up the phone and call 407-277-1159. That's how you ring up Mills Air. And Leon Mills will send over one of the best techs on the planet. They can work on any kind of AC, so it doesn't matter what kind of air conditioner you have. And they're really the best. They're honest, and they're going to be as fair with you as possible. They're also a Carrier factory authorized dealer, so they can get you huge rebates on a brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can always turn to Mills Air. Find them online at millsair.com.
Hundreds of pre-owned vehicles are closeout priced, all makes and models, during the Labor Day used car closeout at Sutherland Nissan Orlando. Plus, get a $500 Visa gift card with purchase through Monday. Come see us or click OrlandoNissan.com. See dealer for details.
An epic live concert event is coming to Dr. Phillips Center in downtown Orlando. You've seen the movie, now experience it like you never have before. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse features a live orchestra, turntables, a scratch DJ, electronics, percussion, and more, all in front of a colossal HD screen. Don't miss Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse live in concert. One night only, September 7th. Get your family's tickets now at drphillipscenter.org. That's drphillipscenter.org.
Buying a house or selling yours? The Nickley Group makes it as easy as ABC. And 1, 2... Oh, and fast, too, because the Nickley Group can get a guaranteed cash offer on your home today. Just visit thenickley.com.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. And now, during our biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Plus free home delivery on select smart beds when you add any base. Ends Labor Day. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
As fall approaches, you have a lot to prepare for. Back to school, sporting events, family gatherings, and staying on top of your health. The virus that causes COVID-19 continues to evolve. So this fall, no matter what you're prepping for, you can prioritize your family's health and make a game plan for COVID-19 vaccination. Ask your doctor or pharmacist to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Racetrack coffee is bean to cup. The fresh ground taste is gonna pick you up. Different choices with lots of flavor.
Yeah, that tracks. Customize your blend, creamers, and toppings to make your coffee a guaranteed hit.
You're making your cup the way you know it should. Racetrack coffee, it's crazy good.
Racetrack, whatever gets you going.
In St. Augustine, Ponte Vedra, it might feel like there's not enough time to take everything in. Because once you're done exploring 42 miles of pristine coast, marveling at historical architecture, and enjoying world-class food, it'll be time to check out and head home. But that's okay. You can always stay just one more day. Visit FloridasHistoricCoast.com to learn more. It's about time.
You hear more and more about identity theft in the news every day. That's because so much of your personal info is out of your control, like your insurance provider that has your social security number and your favorite retailer that has your payment details. If they get breached, your information's vulnerable. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code PLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Bank of America has powerful digital solutions for local and global businesses, so you can make every move matter. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America, N.A. Copyright 2024.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
High diving face first into the world's most viral newsroom. This
All you have to do is send one, just a recording of you, your voice, your face, if you want to do a video dispatch, or anything else you want to send over to the show that we can react to. Do that at thenewsjunkie.com. It's 100% free for you to send your dispatch right now. Let's go back in time, friends. Sabrina C. Lane, let's go back to our days going to school. Maybe you brought a lunch. Did you guys ever bring a lunch? Did you have days when you would bring? Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah. Did you ever have something when you would bring a lunch? I bring this up because There's a major change that's taking place. And because of this change that has to do with something you might have brought to school with you for lunch when you were a kid, a lot of people are pissed off, and I couldn't be more happy about this. I'm thrilled at this. As they're crying, I'm gobbling up their tears. I'm enjoying this whole thing.
The children's tears?
No, these aren't kids that are crying. These are people who are in their 30s, their 40s, their 50s, who remember something about lunchtime. What was a killer lunch for you, Sabrina? If you opened it up, looked at what you had, and you were like, "Oh boy!"
Like lunch that I brought with me.
Yeah.
I mean, Lunchable days were the best.
They're good.
It wasn't all the time. My mom was kind of sandwich go-to until it was.
What kind of sandwich are we talking about?
Bologna and cheese.
Yeah, same.
Cut
always.
in half. And then my earlier years, in middle school, elementary school, you'd get the note. But then after that, it was like, I have 4 children. I have to get out of the house. So just
right, yeah.
Take the lunch.
I don't know why it was always bologna and cheese. As an adult, not a lot of people eat bologna and cheese. But as a
love
kid,
bologna.
I know you're a thick cut bologna guy. You're still with the bologna. But a lot of people stop eating bologna and cheese when they become an adult. But we give it to all the kids. We give it to every kid that's going to school for some reason. I was banned for a joke on Twitch that says, those pretzel sticks that you can dip in the cheese all in one plastic container. Oh,
and that
God, I
cheese
remember that.
will last for the next 40 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. End times.
That's
End
hype.
times cheese. Yeah. And C-Lane, what about you? What was the lunch where you go, oh, this is perfect?
Okay. Weirdly enough, I don't remember a lot of what I would have for lunch besides, I remember at summer camp, I had Lunchables a lot. I would get the pizza Lunchables, and I would skimp on the sauce on all the pizzas.
Until that last one?
And until the pizzas were done, and I could just ram jam that pizza sauce right in my mouth.
Like that, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Mainlined the pizza sauce?
Yeah, it was a good time. The killer lunch was when they just gave me money to buy stuff at the food court.
Right.
But I get some pizza or whatever else we had. And then the bologna sandwiches was good, but I used to really enjoy this stuff that my grandmother made. It was like a bologna salad.
No.
She would grind up the bologna with a hand crank grinder, and then mix in mayonnaise and relish.
Oh my God!
C-Lane.
And we called it meat goo.
That's disgusting. What
and
is
you were
wrong
the
with
only kid who ever bought that, right?
Yeah, likely.
How did you not get made fun of for having meat goo for lunch at school?
My friend said it looked disgusting, and I was like, I assure you, it's delicious.
Try it. Did
Man.
I wouldn't let him. I keep the meat goo for myself.
Have you ever, for old time's sake, try to fire up the machines and make some meat goo as an adult?
Absolutely. 100%.
Right, well,
especially on keto. Yeah.
We had all of these things that we would have, and I'm sure you have your memories of the perfect lunch when you were going to school and you had a packed lunch. But a lot of you will have some experience with the beverages of lunchtime as a kid. Say Yoo-Hoo, or those little milk cartons that were always a pain, or whatever you brought with you. Maybe you
Capri
got soda. Capri Suns, that's a big one. And that is where we're headed today. Those 2 words, Capri Sun. Those were a drink that you brought along with you.
No.
Fit nicely.
Tell me they're not repackaging it.
It fit nicely into your lunch. You brought it out. You took that straw off the back. You flipped it upside down, and you ram jammed that straw in there if you were me. Or if you were somebody who was normal, you tried to delicately put the straw in the straw hole get it in there the right way.
You put
because
it
never
from
went in
behind?
right. I flipped it upside down. Bam!
Why?
Put it in the bottom because it worked perfectly.
Because he couldn't get it in the hole.
I could get it in the hole. I have no problem getting it in the hole. I'll have
Sounds like you have a hole problem.
I don't have a hole problem.
Second
I got it in there just fine, but upside down is where I would go. Now,
you can't even put it down if you put it upside down.
I'm here to tell you, people are devastated as Capri Sun has announced a major change to all its drinks. They will be serving them up in new bottles. Plastic bottles is how you're going to get it. Your Capri Sun, they're saying, screw it. We're not doing it anymore. We're not doing the pouches. Gone are the pouches. In are the plastic bottles. Is this going to be a win or a loss for Capri Sun? What
have
do you
you
think?
seen those videos as of late, though, where people were cutting the Capri Sun and then just pouring everything into a clear cup?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, there's stuff swimming around.
Ugh.
So I think in a bottle will be a little bit more transparent. both for the company and for just you could see there's nothing.
Hey, that's a good point. I wonder if it's a response to that.
I would
wonder
not
if
be
they're
surprised.
saying our drink is one of these few drinks that's like a surprise. You can't see what's in it. You don't see the liquid that you're drinking.
That's why I don't think they color it, by the way. You know, a lot of drinks would taste exactly the same if color was not added. Color's just for your eyes. But I don't think they color Capri Sun because I think you're meant to drink it and never see it.
Right. Yeah. And if you ever did put it out into like a glass, it was always weird because it was clear every single time. And now people are devastated that they're changing the pouches. Gone are the pouches. In are these little plastic bottles like everything else. And I, for one, am here for it. It was not a reliable or positive experience to ever have them in the pouch. They never should have been in a pouch.
In the hole.
No, it's not that. It's just that it wasn't a good experience. They should have thrown this out the window a millennia ago. Nobody ever said, you know what I like about the Capri Sun? The fact that it's in a pouch. Nobody said that. They only said, oh, yeah, you have the problem with the straw, too? I had the problem growing up.
No one had the problem with the straw, Sean.
Are you kidding me?
No one had a problem with the straw. It literally, it told you where to do it, but it had like a plastic guard ring, and then it had that soft area in which you put the straw. The straw also had a point to it, so I don't understand how you had a hard time with it.
You guys are nuts right now. My people listening, come to me and tell me you didn't have this same experience where Capri Suns were always difficult to get the straw in. It was always a pain in the ass. These aren't anti-holers. Every person who tried out a Capri Sun at least had, damn, the thing's not coming in here. You all are lying right now over on chat, by the way. So they're literally designed for children. That's the thing about a Capri Sun. If you talk about Capri Suns, you go, they're in the pouch, and the pouch is hard to get into. Those are the two things that people come up with. Kevin says, Sean, you're better than this. You guys are just lying to yourselves right now. You two are going to look at me. You two are going to, no, they are absolutely with me. The normies out there.
You're saying they're lying.
100% sure. No, I'm saying these people in chat are lying. If they want to pretend they never had an encounter with a Capri Sun that you couldn't get the straw into properly, it always would be a problem. Lorena, the only honest one, says, it's true, the straw tip would bend. Yes. Thank you, Lorena.
Lorena also doesn't have arms.
She knows exactly what I'm talking about, and I know you do too. I'm bringing it to the people. Send us a dispatch if you've experienced this, and I know it's going to be 99% yes. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now.
I had plenty of problems with the straw in the Capri Sun, and then I turned 7.
Right. It's not an age thing; it's a design thing. How can you two not have experienced this? I refuse to believe that you never once had you're like, the straw. No. It's the pain in the ass. That's what they're known for. The straw was pointed. The straw was pointed, but it wasn't hard enough. It would bend up when you were trying to push it through, and you couldn't get it through there. That's why I would take it and flip it upside down and jam the straw in there and get it done that way.
So you couldn't get it in the hole.
That's the problem with the Capri Sun. I don't believe that you guys are being honest right now.
Okay. I just love that you're calling us liars because we haven't experienced that.
Okay, you guys are going to look me in the eyes right now and tell me you both are unaware of any widespread problem with the straw and the pouch issue.
Oh, I know people had issues. I wasn't one of them.
Yeah, same. And the people that did have issues have problem getting it in the hole. So I think it's just where the line is drawn.
God. I
think
don't know
the bottle is going to be very good for you and your people, Sean.
The bottle is an improvement in every way, in every possible way. I want to ask you a question. How many other beverages are consumed in a pouch like the Capri Sun pouch?
Those adult drinks by the pool or they give out at festivals.
The answer is not many, right? Are we agreed that the answer is not many? There's not many things you get in a pouch, right? And is there possibly, I don't know, in some insane world, a reason for that, in as much as people agreed that this is a terrible way to deliver fluids to the human mouth? It's possible.
Imagine it was not very cost effective. Like, they're now going to minimize the materials they're using, right? It's not coming with a straw, the new bottle?
No, just a regular ass plastic bottle like every other thing you see out there. which is going to make them not as unique, actually.
I think one of the problems right now with Capri Sun, as it is in the pouches, is, we went through that whole straw craze, Team No Straw, the plastic straws and the turtle. In Europe,
it sounded like Trump there.
Oh, the turtle.
You gotta protect the turtle. They do it with paper straws, at least in Europe.
Yeah.
And if you have trouble putting that straw in the hole, imagine doing it with a paper ass straw.
Hell no.
Yeah, and all this short bus, Sean, all you people on chat right now,
How'd
get
you
out
do
of here with this nonsense.
the tiny little apple juice that came with the straw as well?
Fine. It was well designed. Yeah, those were fine. You take the straw off. It's a sip-up type container, whatever you want to call them, and you put the straw in the hole, easy peasy. The Capri Sun experience was not the same. The straw on a sip-up is twice, if not more, maybe 3 times the diameter of that little tiny coffee stir straw that they would give you with the Capri Sun. And I will die on this hill. I will. We'll see what you have to say. Some dispatches rolling in.
Does that hill have holes?
Arnott says you have to spit on the straw. Who the hell spits on the straw?
Arnott. He's the only one that's doing it this way.
I see what you did there, Arnott.
Eric
Nice.
says somebody that eats pancakes dry probably runs into issues like this. No connection whatsoever there. All right, I want to hear from you, though. Send those dispatches in. When we come back, got an email to get to with some spicy takes included. Something that happened at Disney that had people absolutely freaking out. What went down inside the moment that had people running for the gates? That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Smell that? It's almost football season. Hear the Tampa Bay Buccaneers all season here on Real Radio 104.1, courtesy of Renewal by Anderson, official partner of the Tampa Bay Bucks.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Happy Friday, Orlando. Hoping your ride right now is a smooth and safe one, but just like that now, a right lane is blocked on the turnpike that's southbound after the 429 exit. So just take note of that. Maybe give yourself a little extra time due to a small delay, but northbound lanes of the turnpike are clear right now. Still your usual delay. I-4 eastbound approaching Central Florida Parkway from Osceola Parkway, but westbound we're clear, and no issues on the Greenway or 408. Our Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black.
This report is sponsored by Nasal Guard. People who suffer from allergies use Nasal Guard to prevent them. Nasal Guard's innovative gel and spray products protect you from all airborne allergens, no matter what the forecast holds. Visit Amazon, Walmart, or nasalguard.com today. Breathe better this spring. nasalguard.com.
One of my favorite things about that mortgage guy, Don, is the fact that he's part of the Real Radio family. You can tune into the Home Loans Radio Show every Saturday morning and get your questions answered live on the air. That mortgage guy, Don, being part of the Real Radio family means he's taking care of your family. He's a stand-up guy who's looking out for you. And when you're making big decisions, big life decisions, well, you got to work with someone who has your best interest in mind. And that's that mortgage guy, Don. Peace of mind right there at your fingertips by going to thatmortgageguydon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with thatmortgageguydon.com.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war in term life. Industry rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call for a free quote today. 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
Hey, if you're listening to me right now, I have one thing every business needs most: attention. Think about it. We swipe and scroll past stuff all day, but when we're driving, cooking, working out, we're also listening. That's the magic of audio at iHeart. We're in your next customer's ears while they're living life and listening. just like you are right now. So get your customers to listen up today using radio, digital, and podcasts. Call 844-ADD-HELP-5. That's 844-ADD-HELP-5.
At Mayo Clinic in Florida, we're seeing the unseeable. Using advanced imaging technology, our experts can look deeper into the human body, uncovering the smallest of details that would otherwise go unnoticed, leading to more accurate diagnoses and treatments. We're making more possible at Mayo Clinic because every day we're doing what's never been done. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/possible. Mayo Clinic. You know where to go.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. And now, during our biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Plus free home delivery on select smart beds when you add any base. Ends Labor Day. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
As fall approaches, you have a lot to prepare for. Back to school, sporting events, family gatherings, and staying on top of your health. The virus that causes COVID-19 continues to evolve. So this fall, no matter what you're prepping for, you can prioritize your family's health and make a game plan for COVID-19 vaccination. Ask your doctor or pharmacist to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
You sailed beyond the horizon in search of an island scrubbed from every map. You battled krakens. You navigated through storms. Your spade struck the lid of a long-lost treasure chest, while you cooked up a lasagna. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover best-selling adventure stories on Audible.
And now, another insurance story from
Smart Bunny. Smart Bunny.
Wow, I wonder how much all this costs. Shh. Well, it can't be cheap. Do we even have enough for our own you-know-what?
Honey, shh. I heard he bought final expense insurance through the Smart Bunny app.
The Smart Bunny app? Like on your phone? I know what an app is.
For the love of all things decent, be quiet.
Get up to $25,000 of lifelong coverage for funeral expenses, debts, and other needs for as little as $14 a month. And no medical exam is required. So hop on the Smart Bunny app now and grab some final expense insurance.
Honey, are you buying the insurance, like, right now?
Time is precious.
So true.
Shh. Smart Bunny Insurance.
Smart Bunny. Smart Bunny.
Your insurance super app. Insurance is sold by Smart Bunny Insurance Services and underwritten by various companies. Coverage exclusions and limitations may apply.
EPAS presents the romantic comedy travel experience of the fall.
Margaret, I love you.
And I love saving on Florida toll roads with ePass.
You'll fall in love with convenient roadway electronic toll payments all over again. Plus, this week only, you can qualify to win $100 in tolls. Go to getepass.com and sign up for a free ePass sticker. You'll be entered to win one of our daily giveaways of $100 in tolls now through September 2nd. Choose ePass, expect savings. Get details and rules of the contest at getepass.com.
This Earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Wassey's Meat Market, the best place to buy a big green egg.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. On the bright side, we're not dead yet. You're listening.
One of the two of you, Sabrina or C-Lane, I hope you got an extra room at your house because Courtney's going to be heading there real soon after what she just
Courtney,
said.
stay with me.
You know, she after I'm screaming about the Capri Sun company. I know this is a dumb thing to scream about, but here I am. And the Capri Sun company, everybody's pissed off that they're changing from the pouches to these little plastic bottles. And that was part of the experience. And I'm the only one who's standing up and saying that was such a garbage experience. It was always a problem getting the straw into the Capri Sun, et cetera, et cetera. During the break, right as I go to break, and it's coming up next in the News Junkie, the door kicks open to the studio. She stares at me. She has a Capri Sun in one hand and a straw in the other. She puts the straw into the Capri Sun. She takes a sip. She looks at me
so much,
and she closes the door.
Oh, that's not it.
Are you killing her? Yes. No, go with the first one. Go with the first one instead. All right.
No, I mean she killed your ego a little bit.
Garbage. This right here is absolute fundamental garbage.
You have it there.
No, this is a different experience. Actually, I do. I just want to say
that's not
that.
our old school Capri Sun. You can't even get the straw off the thing.
No, I easily can. This is different. This is honest kids. All right. This is different.
Why are you drinking that?
I'm not drinking. I'm using it for a prop to show you what's going on. I have these because they're good in the morning, actually. There's nothing wrong with them. I don't drink them, technically. Courtney does. But you think it's not cool to have an honest kids organic?
Do they have an honest adult one, maybe, for you?
No, I don't. They just have the kids ones. And they're cool as hell.
Well, that was quick.
You know what I mean?
I bet he had one that was already strawed out of the frame.
Like a cooking show.
Yeah.
They're like, we're going to put this in the oven at 450 for...
it's delicious and ready to go.
Give me the prop pouch. No, that was this one's designed better. It's just
do you have a Capri Sun in the house?
I don't know. We might. They're garbage. I would throw it out if I had one. If I noticed, I would get it out of here.
It's all right,
I don't like
man.
them. It's not all right. I think that this is superior in product and in every way. In terms of their switch over to the bottle. And those of you who are pretending like this wasn't an issue, I don't believe you. I think you're trying to troll me. And that's okay. I'm not going to be mad about it. I said we're going to get into something else, including your dispatches in a moment here. But I've got 2 Disney-related stories, and we should probably just smash them together and discuss what happened here. The first one in This Week at Disney happened at Disney's Magic Kingdom. And over at Disney's Magic Kingdom, there was a fight, which I never understand this. Who are the people who go into Magic Kingdom? You're in a theme park, you're at Disney, and then you want to fight with somebody.
Because you got to get the best view of the fireworks or the parade.
I think that is a big contentious
Didn't they just make the fireworks so it doesn't matter where you are, that you could see them?
I mean, that's kind of how fireworks are supposed to be.
But I even saw that they added a second place to it. And
but they have a projection show. They have you know how people do the projection shows? I haven't been able to see it, but they do it where they project all these things onto the castle at Disney World. And so if you have the spots right up close, I think it is way better, but you shouldn't fight over this stuff. It's ridiculous. There's a fight at Disney's Magic Kingdom. Here's the problem. And it was right on Main Street, the Main Street area. And also by that area is those people that stand out there with the balloons in their hand. And they sell you all the crazy balloons with balloons inside of balloons. And they have wild ones that they sell there for kids. And right as this fight was going on and these 2 people are going at it, a couple of the balloons pop for the person who was holding the Disney balloons.
What are the odds of that?
And it sounds like gunfire. And somebody goes, gunshots. And everybody panics. And start running every direction. People start hauling ass and evacuating and getting out of there. The cops rush in, and Disney World is now turned into a war zone. It takes the cops going in there, checking things out, to realize this was a false alarm. There was no shooting. It was some balloons that were going off. That's what was happening here, and everybody turned out okay. Stop fighting at theme parks, though, please, if you don't mind. Speaking of theme parks, on to this one. I want C-Lane's take on this in particular, since he has a young baby at the moment, and this could happen to him if he decided to take young Jackson, just about a year old, to the theme park. There's a mom. Her name is Cat Pond, which is a unique name. Katpond is her name.
Wow, interesting.
And Cat Pond says that she is very pissed off about what she calls a crazy interaction with a character at Disneyland over on the West Coast. She says she visits the park multiple times a week, and she's never had anything like this happen before. She said she was sitting in a restaurant area as her 11-month-old baby went to sleep on her chest to chest with me, dead asleep in her carrier, says this person, Cat Pond. How does that make sense? Chest to chest with me and dead asleep in her carrier? Wouldn't that just be one or the other?
Carrier is her chest?
Yeah, the carrier is one place that the baby could be sleeping, or chest to chest with.
There's a carrier that you wear the baby on your chest.
Oh, like the hangover type thing you're talking about?
Yeah, but
the other way around.
Yeah,
like a swallow.
Oh, okay, all right, I see. Okay, chest to chest with me, dead asleep in her carrier. She says she sat at the table alone for about 20 minutes on her phone, and all of a sudden, somebody reaches over me and taps my sleeping baby. I turn around, ready to be mad, and it's a Disney character. So I'm like, what is happening here? I was so shocked by the whole experience. She didn't say what character it was, but she said the baby was asleep, she says to the character. And the person responded, oh, it looks like the princess is awake now. And she was pissed off and felt so wronged that her sleeping baby was awakened without her consent. And the mom feels like something wrong happened here. Sealand, if this occurred to you with Jackson, and Jackson was sleeping and a character came over to try to talk to Jackson, like Winnie the Pooh or something, and pokes Jackson and Jackson wakes up, are you going to react in the way that this woman reacted, or is it as crazy as I think it is?
I don't think I would use the word consent. Without my consent. Sure, the character should know better than to wake a baby. I mean, that is annoying,
strange.
But I don't think I would be making a to-do about it.
Jay Sibbs on YouTube says, don't touch my effing kid. I know that you probably shouldn't mess around when there's little babies around with people's kids that could be sleeping, but I do think the pearl clutching here is a bit much. Like, the reaction is like you have been wronged in such a significant way that maybe you should pursue legal remedies.
Also, show me your baby while you're doing this whole post.
Yeah.
The baby sleeping just fine, or the baby can't get any attention until you're done with this post?
I wonder if it was right after the baby goes right back to sleep and she's like, TikTok time. Here we go. I'm posting this.
Though. I do wonder, like, of all the, I feel like we're missing something.
Well,
characters
what are the
don't
rules?
often go up to like sleeping babies, do they?
They have a set of rules.
In a minute.
They go by the rules that they have, and they're very clearly instructed on what they should do and what they shouldn't do. Are they allowed to touch babies? I don't know. I'm not sure what the protocol is there.
There's a hug rule, which I think is the cutest thing.
Mm-hmm.
That if like a toddler or kid hugs them, like they hug until the kid like lets go.
Yeah.
And they'll be in that hug for 10 minutes if it comes down to it.
It's like an awkward standoff.
Oh, but it's so cute.
Oh, man.
So cute.
Greg on YouTube says, you're at Disney. Why do you have a baby? Tons of people bring their babies to Disney.
Have you been to Disney, man?
You are not in touch with reality if you think people don't take babies to Disney. I haven't, but I know babies younger than Jackson that people can't wait. Disney people cannot wait to take their babies to Disney. I don't get it. Not going to be me, but it's a thing, man.
Again, at certain ages, I don't know. I laughed at it last time I saw it, but I don't remember what the breakdown is. Can you look this up, Selena? I don't know how hard this will be to look up. But Disney tickets for adults are obviously, as we all know, very expensive. Disney tickets for kids, I think you only get in free if you're literally like an infant.
Like straight out the womb.
Yeah, like Jackson could get in free still right now, but I think they start charging full price when they're like 3 years old or something.
Now, back in our
very
day,
far in.
I was 8 for years.
They were like, Sabrina, get smaller. Get as small as you possibly can.
The minimum age for a ticket to Walt Disney World is 3 years old.
Yeah, 3. Okay, so if you're under 3, it's free. But the moment you turn 3, you're paying for them damn tickets. And it's, I don't even know if you get much of a discount for the kids' tickets. Does it say it's cheaper or no?
It doesn't say.
Oh, God. They get you, man. Yeah, everybody brings their kids to Disney. That's not abnormal. I just wonder if the waking up of the kid thing is abnormal.
By the way, the carrier that you're thinking of is that carrier right there.
My goodness. What a cute picture.
Now, when I look at that, I don't think carrier, and maybe this is just me with my lingo off, I think carrier is the thing that you lock into the car, but maybe that's car seat.
That's a car seat or a stroller.
Okay.
Now, Sean, have you heard of Tush Baby?
No, I don't know what that is.
I have one of the. Oh, I have. I don't
think
use it.
It's so brilliant.
What's Tush Baby?
When people are like holding their kids on their hips,
Oh, I know what it is.
It's like a little seat that you strap to yourself.
Yeah, like fanny pack style, but then it's like a game changer, and the lady who made it just goes around to public places, sees parents that are struggling, and then is like, here, have one. How cool is that? Great promotion. And I can't imagine how much of a relief it is to not have to have that 30-pound baby hanging off of your hip.
Yeah, she was on Shark Tank too with that product. That's where I remember that from. So yeah, I have seen those. I did not know the name though. I didn't know what's it called? Booty what?
Tush baby.
Tush baby.
Tush baby. Okay, I'm glad I didn't say booty baby.
Yeah,
don't want the audio.
You just said it. You said it.
No, it was all in mush. There was too many people talking at the same time. You don't have clear audio of it. So there, take that. We're gonna get to a couple of dispatches. Actually, we'll work in one real quick. And let's see. Here is. I am Groot. It says, Sean is right, ... kind of.
I would like to agree and disagree with Sean. Flipping it over and sticking the straw through the bottom is the easy way to open up a Capri Sun. Not really, because I had a problem with the little hole. It's just a lot faster and more efficient.
True.
I'm kind of lazy. The thing I would like to disagree with you about is the pouches is the only reason that Capri Sun is as popular as it is.
Yeah, he's saying that's why they were popular, I believe. I think he says
it's
so. No
convenient
pouches
for a lunchbox.
Makes it just another juice. So it is like the differentiator for that product for sure. All right, more of your dispatches headed in. We'll get to those. I'll get better at playing some of these, including yours, which is going to be much more clear, crystal clear, much better than that one. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. All right, off to that break. We got the spicy email lined up. We've got something that 60% of American adults have not done. I'm going to tell you how to do it, and it's going to be so easy, okay? You can scratch this off your list. 60% of adults have not done this, and I'm going to tell you the most simple way you could do this at home for free, and it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
Today on The Big Show, we'll talk about corporate falls from grace. We'll judge some yacht rock with Sink or Sail. And I'll turn you on to a great cigar with Embers Only. We'll find out what's good to eat in Orlando with Primetime Kitchen and Fayez Cara. And for trivia, it's Sebastian Maniscalco and Herbie Hancock tickets. Plus your calls, texts, and talkbacks.
The Jim Colbert Show, today at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Orlando, hoping your ride right now is a smooth and safe one, and happy Friday. Looks like your usual delay, I-4 eastbound approaching World Drive, and also between Osceola Parkway and Central Florida Parkway. Right now, a delay on Sand Lake Road at Turkey Lake Road due to an incident. Also Orange Ave at Land Street and Weingard Road at Sand Lake Road still. Thankfully, no issues on the Turnpike or the 408. The Greenway is also clear. Our Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black.
This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. 3-day weekend? Before you go, drive into any Valvoline Instant Oil Change. We'll change your oil in about 15 minutes. We're quick, but never rushed. Convenient locations and no appointment needed. Visit VIOC.com for up to $15 off your next oil change.
Another insurance story from...
Smart Bunny. Smart Bunny.
Funerals are expensive. Do we have enough for ours?
Yeah, I bought Smart Bunny Final Expense Insurance.
Get up to $25,000 coverage for funeral expenses and other needs for as little as $14 a month. Hop on the Smart Bunny app now for final expense insurance. Smart Bunny Insurance.
Smart Bunny. Smart Bunny.
Your insurance super app. Insurance is sold by Smart Bunny Insurance Services and underwritten by various companies. Coverage exclusions and limitations may apply.
You met with the stable boy despite your father's orders. He hoisted you onto the saddle and you wrapped your arms around him, embracing his silent strength. He lay you down amongst the wildflowers. You experienced love like never before while you were buying dish soap. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover heart-stopping romance titles on Audible.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the Better Business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
We need your help to protect your right to AM radio in your car. AM is always there in times of need with the key information for our community. The overwhelming majority of legislators support a bill to keep AM radio in cars, but time is running out. Please text the 2 letters AM to 52886 and ask Congress to bring this bill to the floor for a vote now. Text AM to 52886.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month. Text stop to stop. A message from the station.
It's happening at pharmacies all across America. Older Americans keep asking, where are the lower prices on prescription drugs Joe Biden and Kamala Harris keep taking credit for? First, Harris cast the deciding vote for the Inflation Reduction Act, promising to lower drug prices. Then the Biden-Harris administration used the money from Medicare to bankroll their liberal green agenda. That's right. Instead of savings, seniors got a 20% premium increase, restrictions on access to medicine, and fewer cures. Now, liberals want to expand this Biden-Harris scheme that is already hurting seniors. Thankfully, Senator Rick Scott has always fought to protect Medicare drug coverage. Call him at 202-224-3121. Urge him to keep fighting for affordable drug coverage by opposing S 1246. Paid for by Seniors for Better Care.
You hear more and more about identity theft in the news every day. That's because so much of your personal info is out of your control, like your insurance provider that has your social security number and your favorite retailer that has your payment details. If they get breached, your information's vulnerable. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code PLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Between the lines, far beyond legal and ethical limits, and under the surface,
too dangerous or disruptive to the existing status quo.
Hosts Ben Bolin, Matt Frederick, and Noel Brown introduce you to the world of stuff they don't want you to know.
We've officially entered the age of biohacking.
History is riddled with unexplained events. Is somebody messing with us? Now it's time for some answers.
Take us to the edge of the rabbit hole. We'll do the rest.
Listen to Stuff They Don't Want You to Know on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Stuff They Don't Want You to Know and start listening.
Make no payments till next year. This Labor Day weekend at Sutherland Nissan Orlando.
Send him your tips and your deepest, darkest secrets. Email tips at the...
Time to make your life better this weekend, and for free dollars and free cents. And
I'm ready.
I saw this story. You guys should both do this, really. I mean, there's no reason not to. And I did it. I did it just the other day when Austin was working on some network stuff in the studio. I said, well, what am I going to do over here? All right, let me do this. And I just started doing a little research. And I don't recommend tons of different companies, and I don't try to put out too many things out there to say, hey, look, this has got my stamp of approval on it. But I dig this, and I like it, and I think you should do it. The story says at least 60% of American adults do not have a will or a trust. And they go on to, when it comes to writing a will or a trust, only 1 in 3 Americans has an estate plan, according to a survey. And they said anybody can make a will or trust. It's just something that people put off. Or they suggest, I'm so young right now. There's no need for that. When you don't have a trust or a will, it makes things much, much more difficult after you pass. And just went through this with my sister because she didn't have a will. She didn't have anything down in writing. And so you have to navigate the system in this very complex, complicated way. And I bring to you something that I did, something that you should do. And it's right in front of me here, called freewill.com. I don't know who set this up, but it's a great service. It's absolutely free. You literally go to freewill.com and click Make My Will. It's super simple. There's this interface that just asks you basic questions like...
It seems like they're going to take my data.
No, it's not that kind of thing. I understand how you would look at it that way, but it's just literally not that kind of thing.
Can I set up a template on freewill.com that I send to other people that just gives their stuff to me?
I don't know, but that would be nice, wouldn't it? Just tell everybody, go to freewill.com/CLane and send all your goodies
give
to
your
me.
stuff to him.
It's super simple. It's a good company. They're not doing a bunch of bad stuff. It's literally like a not-for-profit thing. And like I know the AARP, I guess, suggests you do this. New York Times, all these places have talked about this. So easy. And it took me maybe, I'm not kidding, maybe 15 minutes to just click make my will till the end where I got the document. And then when you have the document, you just take it and you have somebody do the, what's it called, where they have to verify your signature. Yeah. No, not power of attorney. A notary. You just have to go to a notary where you sign it and they sign it as well, and you're good.
Did I get your SM7Bs?
No.
Can we split them?
Nope. I have a lot of them, but I didn't do everything. I just wanted to do some simple stuff real quick. So I didn't do
we get anything in your will?
No.
All right. Noted for my will.
Eric says, is this an advertisement? Absolutely not, sir. This is just
somebody's vested.
Me telling you that if 60% of American adults don't have a will, your excuse is probably, I don't want to go to an attorney. I don't want to pay money. That takes too long. And for 60% of you, I can help you out for free here by just telling you something that I did. So that's what I'm doing. Go to freewill.com and you might as well do this. You don't have to do it for everything. Like I said, I didn't feel huge pressure to have all this set up right now. But I did want to have a couple of things down and in writing so that in the case of some terrible outcome, I have a heart attack or something, people would know what I wanted to happen. And, I have different assets that I want to go to different places. So
I started a will not too long ago.
Yeah.
I'd done it through Mo DeWitt, and he gave me like forms and stuff to talk about. Something a financial advisor had advised me to do. And then I got halfway through it. So good luck if I die before I finish the document.
See, that's another one of the problems that stops people.
I have to go back and edit all the things that I was giving to you if I died.
And it probably would be the case that that's a more robust kind of thing. But if you just want to get something in place that would make it in case of an emergency so you're set, I'm telling you, I stand behind it. I think it's a good service and it's totally free. So check that out, freewill.com. Don't be one of these people. 60% of you don't have anything as far as a will goes. When you were filling out your will, did you put anything in there for C-Lane and I?
I did, but guess who's getting out of that will this weekend? Your ass.
We were not mentioned in this will.
C-Lane was, for sure.
For what? Why are you leaving a C-Lane?
I guess we'll find out when I die, huh?
I'm long gone when you die. I'm never going to find this out.
Yeah, I mean, but I did have stuff for you, for Courtney as well. I mean, I have a lot of stuff, so it was more like just help my family get rid of it. But it was going to be great, and then I guess you don't get it now because I don't get your stuff.
Fine. I'll deal with that. Like I said, when you're dead, I'm long gone. Women live longer than men.
There's going to be a pallet of Capri Suns.
You're younger than me. I don't want the Capri Suns. It's garbage. Keep them to yourself. Tipsofthenewsjunkie.com. Thanks for the thoughts, though. Kristen emails the show. It says, hello, friends. I was listening to yesterday's show regarding Trump's visit to Arlington National Cemetery and whether what he did was a quote-unquote big deal. And she says, yes, taking pictures and video is permitted on the grounds, but the big difference here is that federal laws, Army regulations, and DOD policies clearly prohibit political activities on cemetery grounds. This was serious and egregious enough for the Army to issue a very rare rebuke on the matter. Our soldiers' deaths should not be used for distasteful political photo ops. Why was it distasteful? Just because it's a picture in a cemetery? The family was behind this, right? While Trump's campaign wants to spin this as just an approved visit with photos and videos, it was clearly politically motivated. I don't know that that's true either. Like, other than the fact that it's got Trump in it and everything with Trump you're going to see as political probably, I would push you to ask yourself this question. If Kamala Harris went with the family of some dead soldiers to Arlington National Cemetery and took a photograph with that family, would you be feeling the same exact way? Or is it just because it's Trump and you feel differently with everything that involves Trump? Because I think that might be the case for some people. It says, even though the Hoover family approved the photographer and videographer to join them, it wasn't just the graves of those killed at Abbey Gate that were featured in the photo and video from Trump's visit. And at least one photo posted online, the grave of an Army Special Forces soldier who died by suicide is also featured. The family has since said they did not give the campaign permission to do so. This whole episode is sickening and an affront to those hundreds of thousands of families who never agreed to allow their deceased loved ones to be dragged into politics. I don't think it's a big deal. After looking at this, I thought about it from my perspective, and I said, if one of my family members' headstones was in the back of a photograph from somebody, do I care? No, I don't care. As long as they're not doing something wrong or gross or humiliating or improper in the cemetery, I wouldn't care if like a headstone is in the background of a photograph. I've honestly never heard that to be this thing that you're just absolutely not supposed to do. As a side note, I also take issue with their characterization of the mentally ill employee that tried to enforce these rules. My husband, who's an Afghanistan veteran himself, visited Arlington this past summer. There's a lovely young woman that works there that is clearly autistic, and I'm afraid it may have been her that was involved. You're connecting a lot of dots here. She's very kind of good at her job, but very matter of fact. I could see that being part of the issue here. That would be interesting to see who the person was. I'd love to see the video, and I'd love to hear more. Thanks for listening to my rant. Love the show. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Disagree, but I appreciate your opinion, and we'll see what everybody else thinks of it. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com and fire off a dispatch in our direction right now. When we come back, the next episode with Sabrina and what is coming up on the next episode.
What's coming up on the next episode? This weekend, You've Said Too Much. Baywatch star Jeremy Jackson goes full TMI and as a kid apparently went full creep. Woman wants to look like Kim Kardashian and spends a lot of Kim Kardashian to do so, but that investment came with another cost. Dim Kardashian. Plus, Flava Flav wants to go from your boy to the boy who carries the Olympic torch. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio, at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by MyEternalVitality.com and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 8 p.m., it's Bungalower and the Bus. And at 9, we all find out what the hell Angel is listening to tonight on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey, Central Florida, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your weekend forecast. And for your Friday, we start off the weekend with hot temperatures. Afternoon highs will be climbing into the mid-90s. High of 93 degrees today in Orlando with about a 30% chance of a few hit-and-miss downpours, some of which could contain some heavy rain and frequent lightning. Most of these will wind down near sunset tonight, but better chances of showers and storms exist throughout the weekend with a 60 to 70% chance of showers and storms. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, we've grown by offering our clients more offices, more lawyers, and recovering more than $20 billion. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Are you drowning in IRS tax debt? I owe the IRS $37,000. Get ready for a toll-free hotline. Take advantage of new IRS tax forgiveness programs that may protect you from IRS collection agencies. They have the power to garnish your wages, put liens on your property, and levy your bank account. Civic Tax Relief can help protect you from the IRS. Civic Tax Relief basically represented me against the IRS, and by the time everything was completed, I didn't owe the IRS anything. Find out about the Fresh Start program that is now available through Civic Tax Relief. Civic Tax Relief's special tax hotline can help you discover all the relief programs available for free. I would recommend anyone who has a tax problem to contact Civic Tax Relief.
Just call 800-506-5803. 800-506-5803. Don't wait. Call now. 800-506-5803. 800-506-5803.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war in term life. Industry rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50 non-smoker can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110 level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call for a free quote today. 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
As fall approaches, you have a lot to prepare for. Back to school, sporting events, family gatherings, and staying on top of your health. The virus that causes COVID-19 continues to evolve. So this fall, no matter what you're prepping for, you can prioritize your family's health and make a game plan for COVID-19 vaccination. Ask your doctor or pharmacist to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Every business faces challenges, but shipping shouldn't be one of them. Turn shipping to your advantage with USPS Ground Advantage from the United States Postal Service. Learn how at USPS.com/advantage. USPS Ground Advantage. Simple, affordable, reliable.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. Together, we're Anajar and Levine. If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. In office, Orlando.
Want a Big Green Egg? For the lowest price anywhere, go to Wassy's Meat Market. They'll deliver and set your Big Green Egg up so that you're cooking before they leave. Follow Wassy's Meat Market on Instagram or go to wassysmeatmarket.com for your Big Green Egg today.
Don't miss our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival presented by Capital One.
Las Vegas, and you're having a good time.
Friday and Saturday, September 20th and 21st. Streaming live only on Hulu.
iHeartRadio, let's go!
Get tickets now at AXS.com.
Hey, checking in?
This is not just your flu shot appointment at Walgreens.
Yes.
This is getting your entire family vaccinated in one trip.
Hey, Mom?
And a snack on the way out. Get flu shots for everyone in your family, together. Schedule appointments online today. This is wellness made easy. Walgreens.
Vaccine subject to availability and for ages 3+. State and health-related restrictions may apply.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Join in on the chaos. We eagerly await your dispatch. This
all things happening in the world of entertainment and beyond. And real quick, before we get into the next episode, there is something that I found to be a little weird that I want to share with you. And we'll see if you guys have ever seen anything like this, Sabrina and Celine, and everybody else who's watching over on YouTube or twitch.tv/The News Junkie. You can watch the show every single day when we broadcast live. The links are always up on top when we're live on thenewsjunkie.com. Subscribe on YouTube and Twitch. This is something that is going down in New York City right now as an effort to combat the West Nile virus, which is spreading around there. And they have these, I'm going to throw this up on See It Now so you can take a look at what I'm talking about here if you're listening to the show or you want to look at it later. They have these trucks that are just driving around New York City and popping out all this whatever to kill the mosquitoes with the West Nile virus. And look at this. Isn't that weird? It's just a truck driving down the road. It looks like it's like exhaust that they're spraying everywhere.
You've never seen a mosquito spray truck?
No, not in a truck.
It
I've
goes
only
around,
seen the planes.
The neighborhood, for sure.
Oh, yeah. I've seen them in the neighborhood all the time. Yeah.
All I've seen is where they fly over with planes. You've seen them where they just drive these things through the neighborhood?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And there was, especially like those forest areas in Florida, like the camp that I worked at had a lot of forestry. And once a week, the bug truck would come by in the middle of the night. I've seen it in my neighborhood, and it's very strange when I'm like outside, like on my porch, and I'm like, am I supposed to be out here? Like, are you
wrong,
driver? You're nodding to me, but are you poisoning me as we're doing the nods?
Thing is, when you have the pest control people come to your house, they even put those little things in the grass. Like, hey, stay out of here for a little while. Watch out. Keep your pets away. But then we're just going to cruise down the street.
The city is applying pesticide to reduce the threat of the West Nile virus.
Oh, they're telling everybody.
To minimize exposure to the pesticide, please go indoors immediately until the trucks have passed.
That's so strange. They're going after all of these mosquitoes and trying to kill as many as they possibly can because of the West Nile virus, which even got Fauci. It got Fauci, for God's sake. Nobody's safe out there. Trump, you better watch out.
I don't like mosquitoes.
Uh-huh.
I don't like those mosquitoes. I never did.
All right. They're jumping all over me.
What?
Everybody who's seen this before is jumping all over me like I'm a dummy. I've never seen this. I've never seen a truck drive around and spray the mosquito stuff.
Same people.
I've only seen the plane stuff.
Capri Sun experience.
Poor insecure walrus. When I was a kid, we'd ride our bikes through the spray from the mosquito truck and pretend we were flying through the clouds.
Oh,
That's
God.
probably not great
Are
for you.
you okay, man? That's
Don't
bad.
do that, please. MPWS, Sean, look up for the screen once in a while. It's not about me not getting out in the world, dummy. I lived in the acreage, for God's sake. I was out in the environment all the time. We didn't have people. Maybe they didn't care about us enough out there. We didn't have people who drove around in a vehicle with just a sprayer.
They're too busy filling you with cancer.
Yeah, maybe you get it either way. I don't know. They might go after you no matter what. All right, quick, no break. We're getting into it. I keep doing that.
Me time.
Right now, it's time for it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
Oh, look at that sweet Latin booty.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina. Hey, smoke weed every day.
Hold up. The next episode brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. Speaking of sweet, he's a very sweet man. He has your best interests in mind. He's part of the Real Radio family. He's part of your family because he's helping you take care of them. And if it's coming down to refinancing or buying your first dream home, debt consolidation, perhaps you want to expand that business. Start with going to thatmortgageguydon.com and working with an expert and a friend that you could trust.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with thatmortgageguydon.com.
Time do be a-flying, gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
It was almost 10 years ago. But 9 years ago, on this day, well, this happened.
As you probably could have guessed by this moment,
I
have
West.
decided in 2020 to run for president. President.
9 years ago, 2015, Kanye announced plans to run for president in 2020 at the MTV Video Music Awards. And then he did attempt to run, and it was kind of
As a
weird.
write-in, right?
Yeah, but it was the party, I believe is what he called his party.
I don't remember.
Party. But he, spoiler alert, did not become president of the United States. So there you have it. Someone who is running to be president of the United States, of course, is former President Donald Trump. And he held a rally, it was maybe earlier this week, with his new buddy, RFK Jr., and he decided to use this song right here.
Hero.
Hero's right. Drum and bass remix. And the band not happy about it. Turns out there's a list of people that aren't Kid Rock and Ted Nugent that would prefer he didn't use their song. However, when a rep asked about, hey, weren't you guys asked about using the song? They said that they were not asked for permission, and if they were, they would have said absolutely not. Now, the Trump campaign, just like any campaign, said that they can use it because it's licensed through the BMI Song View service. However, they said every time they get any royalties from Trump using My Hero, they're going to donate it to the Harris and Walz campaign.
All right.
So I don't know if he's going to continue to use it. On that list, next to the Foo Fighters, this band right here. ABBA is right. And they say the opposite of gimme, gimme, gimme. Just don't. Don't use our song, Donald Trump, or any of their music. The latest act to ask DT to stop using their music. The band and Universal Music issued a statement asking him to cease and desist immediately. Jack White is threatening a lawsuit after Donald used the White Stripes Seven Nation Army, even called Trump a fascist and dragged him for the recent incident in Arlington National Cemetery. Didn't the White Stripes also in 2020 come out with a Trump song? Like they changed one of their songs?
I don't remember.
Lyrics?
It's possible, but I don't remember that at all.
But,
I just wonder, like, am I the only one who, if I was a musician and I had a bunch of songs out, I literally could not care less what politician used my songs to go out onto the stage or to like play during a break where everybody was waiting or something. I've never once
you find
heard...
yourself in that situation though, where just like people's employees and businesses don't end up firing somebody or don't need to release a statement because one of their employees went nutso on Instagram or Twitter. So it's like the association of it is
I just
where the
wouldn't
care
care.
comes in.
I don't get it. I wouldn't care at all personally for me. And I've never in my life sat at an event and heard a song and been like, oh, Metallica must support this because Enter Sandman is playing right now. It's very strange. And like all the artists who end up getting upset by this because they have different politics.
A list here.
The artists who do this, they're always like, nobody contacted us about this. I don't think that's policy. I don't think that that would be kind of weird and it would be hard for them to do that, I think.
I am quite surprised though that he didn't just go with like Ba With a Ba or American Cowboy, Kid Rock stuff because he's there.
You know
at the
why,
rallies.
right? You know why he uses those songs because he likes that music. He likes ABBA. He likes the Village People.
The trump card of him dancing. Right before
those
the
are the jams he likes. He doesn't have a cool taste in music. He likes really cheesy music.
This is how dare you? ABBA is incredible. But we have ABBA, Adele, Aerosmith, Aha, Beyonce, Bruce Springsteen, Celine Dion, Creedence Clearwater Revival. Your mom's favorite band. I'll never forget that.
Yeah, she did like them.
Earth, Wind, and Fire, Eddie Grant, Foo Fighters, Free, Guns N' Roses, House of Pain, The Estate of Isaac Hayes, Johnny Marr from the Smiths, Linkin Park, Neil Young, Nico Vega, The OJs, Ozzy Osbourne, Panic at the Disco, Pharrell Williams, R.E.M., Rihanna, The Rolling Stones, Twisted Sister, The Village People, and The White Stripes.
Can we just save some time and get a list of Trump-approved bands?
Here's how I can send this over.
Kid Rock.
Avoid those.
That's what you get. That's what I said at the RNC. I was like, don't have high expectations for musical performers or celebrities at this thing. There's not a lot of people there. I mean, even though there are obviously Republicans who are actors and musicians, most of them just shut their mouth because it's not what all of their friends believe in, and they just aren't out about that stuff. So they don't get all the bands and stuff to like them.
I don't know if this gal is gonna like what another gal has done recently. Sean?
You know how I feel. Why would you say that?
Oh, Kim Kardashian.
I know that's it's the only clip I have for Kim Kardashian, but every time I play it, you're like, I do remember that one moment, which I believe is probably 20 years old at this point. But influencer and model Jennifer Pamplona, if you want to look her up and show the people watching on the stream.
Jennifer Pamplona.
She hits the headlines quite often because she loves herself some surgery. So much so that she has spent almost $1 million to look like Kim Kardashian. She says her dreams of becoming a mother have been completely shattered, however, because of all of the plastic surgery, unfortunately.
She doesn't really look like her.
And 1.5 million?
She doesn't not look like her. She has a ton of followers. She has, like you said, 1 million I see here.
No, she spent $1 million.
Oh, that's how much she spent to look like this?
She has spent $1 million to look like Kim Kardashian and achieve a bigger butt and emulate Kim in any way possible. But now she's received the heartbreaking news that due to the PMMA injections, which is that plastic substance used for the fillers.
Okay, lip fillers, all right.
Has now lowered her chances of conceiving to like a point of it's very unlikely that you can conceive.
Wait, that's a thing if you get...
I guess if
lip injections?
No, I think it's the injections in her butt that probably traveled to her uterus zone, as the doctor.
Yeah, the uterus zone.
Right in there, that uterus zone.
Right, and that's my segue because she's an influencer, and I hope that medicine changes so you can have a baby. I'm not sure, but I have this game for all of us, Sean.
Yeah.
I think that you're pretty familiar with the happenings on social medias, the influencers, the YouTubers, the Twitchers, TikTokers, and Rolling Stone was nice enough to give already the list of the most influential creators of 2024. So instead of going through these 24 pages of all their information, I have asked the good people at ChatGPT, not people but robots, to come up with a game. And that game is Influencer or Totally Fake Name.
All right.
I'm going to read each name out loud. You must guess if the name is real or fake. And then I will reveal if it is or not real or fake. Number 1, Wendy Guevara.
Wendy Guevara. All we know is her name?
All we know is her name.
I'm going to say fake. I'm not familiar with her.
Seeley?
Fake name.
It is a real name. Wendy Guevara. She's Soy Wendy Guevara Official. Platform TikTok. Followers 4.6 million.
Oh, that's not bad.
How about Chris Halo? Chris Halo, real? Fake?
Yeah. I don't know. No, again, never heard of him. I'll say fake.
He is fake. He is fake. We are now tied. Mandy Lee. Mandy Lee.
Fake name.
Never. I'll say real.
Real is right, Sean. You're in the lead.
Yeah.
She's on TikTok. Old loser in Brooklyn. She has almost 600,000 followers, but still considered very influential, according to the Rolling Stones. Jazzy Marvel. Jazzy Marvel. Real or fake?
Fake.
That guy's so fake, and you are correct.
I'm really sucking at this game.
When I saw the list, I was like, I know Theo Von.
Yeah, I know him. Yeah.
I know Theo Von, and then Mr. Beast obviously is on there. But do you want to stop this game? I can tell you the actual influencers.
No, go ahead.
All right, one more. Neme Nadolo.
Neme Nadolo. Again, not familiar. Probably is it TikTok?
Are they real or fake?
They're fake because you don't have written down what fake platform they're on.
They're
fake.
real. Nadolo is, you guessed it, let me go to page 5,
TikToker?
6, 7. I wouldn't be surprised if it is TikToker.
She's really getting to the...
I mean, have you ever seen anything like that? It's not even listed.
Oh.
TikTok, 5 million followers. Stupid game. I'll never do it again. But you're a sweet influencer, and I hope that you have a great weekend. Follow your dreams. I'm on Instagram at Sabrina Ambra. Just posted a video, and it's a good teaser, so maybe I can be an influencer on the Rolling Stones one day. Give me a follow, but most importantly, stay with me, America.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. You're saying the Rolling Stones. It was a Rolling Stone magazine?
Yeah, Rolling Stone magazine.
Oh, you kept saying the Rolling Stones. I was like, it was at some point I was wondering. I
Multiple
don't think Mick
magazines.
Jagger.
Hello, I've rated all the influencers.
If you have a stack of magazines, that is a stack of Rolling Stones.
Also, when they say influencer, don't you think that is an overused term for a lot of these people?
Yes.
There was somebody, I can't remember who it was. Forgive me. You might be able to Google this, C-Lane. There was somebody who was on the record as an influencer. And then they had a merch drop that they were going to do. And as I recall, either they sold one shirt or they didn't sell any shirts at all.
That's sad.
And this person had this big, apparently, following on social media. There's so many of these people who you could get 1 million TikTok followers and still have very little power over these people. There was a guy the other day I saw, and he was talking about using YouTube Shorts, and he made some dumb videos that little kids would like. And he got up to 1 million followers on YouTube in a week's time, I think. But then if you post a video, it's not going to go anywhere because those people aren't actually fans of yours. They're not going to buy your merch or buy any of the stuff. So I think sometimes we use the word influencer when it's not. Like Kim Kardashian is definitely an influencer. She can get her audience, her fan base to buy makeup, to buy whatever she's selling Very, very good at doing that.
I found a May, by the way.
Who?
Real person. The one that I couldn't find at the end.
Oh, okay.
2.4 million on TikTok.
Yeah, there's a lot on TikTok where I go, I've never even seen that person before.
I've never heard of any of these people.
I mean, I know the one guy.
RDC World 1, familiar?
No.
7 million on YouTube. Monet McMichael?
No.
Tony Bravo?
No.
Omar's Hers Show?
Don't know any
Tony
of these.
Bravo. Wasn't he Ben Stiller's character in Arrested Development?
Jake Shane. I do know him, actually.
Oh, Jake, yeah, I know this
Octopus
person.
Lover 8. He's funny. Drewski. I feel like I've heard.
I know Drewski.
Plastique Tiara. I just saw it RuPaul's Drag Race. Theo Vaughn, we know. Keith Lee.
No idea.
16.5.
Theo Vaughn, Theo Vaughn, I would say, is 100% an influencer. Like, he can absolutely weaponize his audience to go sell out his shows, to buy his merch, to anything he wants to do.
It's just wild. We're missing out, I guess. On some.
I guess so. And I think we're more influential than half the people on that list.
Thank you.
Honestly, I believe so.
Agreed.
Okay, when we come back, This Week in Florida with Christopher Dolores Lane. That
Also
is
an
coming up
influencer.
next on the show. This is the point of the show where behind the scenes, Celine goes, "Did we do this story? Did we do this story?" And I go, "Oh, that's right. He broke some podcast stuff this week, and he was an engineer for a portion of the time and missed a couple of the stories that we did."
I'm proud of you. I mean, I would never.
You're proud of him?
As far as being able to fix it and open it up.
He broke it.
It was an accident.
You can't be proud of him if he broke it and then
But he was
fixed
able
it.
to fix it.
He had to fix it. He would have gotten in big trouble if he didn't fix it.
Well, I stand by it. Celine, I'm proud of you. Buddy.
Thank you.
I'm not proud of you.
Well,
I'm not proud. Oh, hold on. I'm proud of you for other things, but not for this. You broke something and you fixed it. You're the one who broke the thing. Are we sure that it's totally fixed right now?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Actually,
Don't call him out anymore.
Actually, I did the thing again. I just took the cable from a different device this time.
Oh, okay, good. The other one did not work out well with you. This week in Florida.
I was like very carefully taking the cable out because I was like, if this happens again, I cannot take this device apart without taking us off the air. I would have to come in on a Saturday.
No. Oh, no. Well, I'm glad it worked out. When we come back This Week in Florida, that's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your new Orlando home for Tampa Bay Buccaneer football. Real Radio 104.1. Fire the cannons.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Hey, what's happening? I hope your ride right now is a smooth and safe one on the major highways and roads of Orlando. Seems like we're incident-free east and westbound on I-4 at this time, and the same does go for Colonial Drive and the Beach Line. East and west of the 408 is also moving along fine. Thankfully, north and south of the Turnpike is clear, as well as the Greenway and the 429 toll. Thankfully, no issues on OBT or John Young Parkway right now either. Our Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Florida Power and Light.
I'm Jennifer, and I'm an FPL customer. I appreciate that at FPL, they are always teaching me how power works and how you can save money.
Find more ways to save energy and money at FPL.com/ways to save. FPL, working for you every single day.
Through Labor Day Monday, get closeout pricing on new Nissans at Sutherland Nissan Orlando.
And now, another insurance story from
Smart Bunny. Smart Bunny.
Wow, I wonder how much all this costs. Shh. Well, it can't be cheap. Do we even have enough for our own you-know-what?
Honey, shh. I heard he bought final expense insurance through the Smart Bunny app.
The Smart Bunny app?
Like on your phone?
I know what an app is.
For the love of all things decent, be quiet.
Get up to $25,000 of lifelong coverage for funeral expenses, debts, and other needs for as little as $14 a month. And no medical exam is required. So hop on the Smart Bunny app now and grab some final expense insurance.
Honey, are you buying the insurance, like, right now?
Time is precious.
So true.
Shh. Smart Bunny Insurance.
Smart Bunny. Smart Bunny.
Your insurance super app. Insurance is sold by Smart Bunny Insurance Services and underwritten by various companies. Coverage exclusions and limitations may apply.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before. We now have more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world. Protecting America, fighting for you.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hey, if you're listening to me right now, I have one thing every business needs most: attention.
Think about it. We swipe and scroll past stuff all day. But when we're driving, cooking, and working out, we're also listening. That's the magic of audio at iHeart. We're in your next customer's ears while they're living life and listening, just like you are right now. So get your customers to listen up today using radio, digital, and podcasts. Visit iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
You scaled the sheer cliff face, battling frostbite, running low on oxygen. The wind pierced your skin, and every inch was agony. You reached heights no other human had before, while getting nowhere at airport security. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover best-selling action titles on Audible.
Worried about buying or selling your home? Don't be. The Nickley Group with Keller Williams Realty does real estate differently, with buying and selling solutions faster than you could say, more tape? Nationally ranked and locally loved, TNG sells homes 2 times faster for an average of over 20,000 more. So ditch the stress ball. Check out the Nickley Group's over 3,000 5-star reviews. Get a guaranteed cash offer for your home today. Visit thenickleyGroup.com.
Enjoying the news junkie? You've probably heard a ton of injury attorney commercials, but if you are injured and need a lawyer, who's the right lawyer for you? That's why we offer our 30-day risk-free trial. If you are not 100% satisfied with the way we treat you in your case within the first 30 days, you can take your file back and you owe us nothing. No fees, no costs, and no questions asked. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com. Go to JustCallMo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando attorney.
Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at CentoMoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
You met with the stable boy despite your father's orders. He hoisted you onto the saddle and you wrapped your arms around him, embracing his silent strength. He lay you down amongst the wildflowers. You experienced love like never before. While you were buying dish soap. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover heart-stopping romance titles on Audible.
Looking for the best donuts and breakfast treats in town? Then you got to go check out Shipley's Donuts. With more than 60 varieties to choose from, Shipley's Donuts serves freshly made delights daily. Visit them today at 2225 South Cimarron Boulevard.
Summer doesn't have to end. At Myrtle Beach, you can hold on to that sweet summer feeling a little bit longer. iHeartMedia is giving away a trip for a family of 4 to extend their summer a little bit longer at Myrtle Beach. Go to iHeart.com/visit Myrtle Beach to enter.
As fall approaches, you have a lot to prepare for. Back to school, sporting events, family gatherings, and staying on top of your health. The virus that causes COVID-19 continues to evolve. So this fall, no matter what you're prepping for, you can prioritize your family's health and make a game plan for COVID-19 vaccination. Ask your doctor or pharmacist to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
At Mayo Clinic in Florida, we're seeing the unseeable. Using advanced imaging technology, our experts can look deeper into the human body, uncovering the smallest of details that would otherwise go unnoticed, leading to more accurate diagnoses and treatments. We're making more possible at Mayo Clinic because every day we're doing what's never been done. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/possible. Mayo Clinic. You know where to go.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Now, your chance at $1,000 and a trip to our iHeartRadio Music Festival. Text the nationwide keyword music to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's music to 200-200.
Radio.
The only radio show strong enough to fight off a Category 5 hurricane. This
Stop to say, just for one more moment, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We appreciate you giving us your time, and we appreciate you listening to the show. If you miss anything and you want to catch up this weekend, you can always go to thenewsjunkie.com, and everything you need will be right there waiting for you.
Nice.
With that said, C-Lane, are you ready to go?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do This Week in Florida.
giving you a recap of the most groan-worthy stories in the state.
It's This Week in Florida.
You bet it is. The weekend is here. It's time to take a trip around the great state of Florida, the Sunshine State, and see some of the craziness that has gone on in the past 7 days or so. And this, not a lot of people are talking about this because it's old. Let's get rid of that.
Oh, we wouldn't have known. How old?
Right off the jump.
May 30th.
Why isn't anybody talking about this?
They're probably done talking about it. Well, as we know, that school has just started in many of the counties around Florida. If school hasn't started for you, we've got to be on some weird system by now.
Or your parents forgot to take you.
Yeah. Everybody's all the kids are going back to school. All the Facebook posts have been flooded with the litany of pictures of children standing behind chalkboards saying how old they are. And all of the law enforcement agencies have been cracking down, making sure everybody remembers the rules on what to do around school zones, and more importantly, school buses. And numbers are now revealing the impact of new cameras cracking down on drivers illegally passing school buses in Hillsborough County through the first week of school.
Ooh,
That's a big
yeah.
one. Yeah, that's one that I am going to be honest, I'm pretty sure I've done that at one point in my driving life.
Do you know the rules?
I didn't then. Now I believe, and I could be wrong, I think there has to be a median in the road, and if there is, then you don't have to stop.
If you're going the opposite direction and there is a full-size median, then you don't have to stop. But if there is a very tiny median or no median at all and you're going the opposite direction, you have to stop.
You still have to stop.
If you're behind the school bus going in the same direction, you definitely have to stop.
See, I don't screw up that one. I only screw up the going the other direction one.
I get that.
Like,
But if you can make it before the stop sign fully comes out of the side of the bus, then you're fine.
That's like a yellow light. You're good.
Yeah.
Just, pedal to the metal.
Over just 4 days from
That is
August...
a lie. Do not do that, please.
We get it. Over just 4 days from August 12th to August 15th.
The story's old, too.
Deputies with the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office issued how many warnings for stop arm violations? This is August 12th to August 15th. Just 4 days. How many warnings?
I'm going to say 400.
That's definitely a guess.
401.
Damn it, I'm bad at this.
2,391.
Oh, wow. All right.
Mind you, these are cameras that are picking these up, so this is like an automated system.
Okay, that makes more sense.
The
Yeah.
new technology from Bus Patrol went into effect across the school district this year, sifts through all the footage collected to pick up license plates of drivers who put kids at risk
But
by
just
passing
warnings?
illegally.
I'm very surprised they didn't just give him a ticket like they do with the red.
Yeah, they could.
red
I'm
light
sure.
cameras.
They absolutely could give out 2,000 tickets, but I think because this system is so new, it's like it's going to be outcry, public outroar. Rah! I don't like tickets. Rah!
Much better than that in-roar. You don't want to be near it. Okay.
I had a little bit of in-roar over the weekend. It's not
Heard
good.
that, sister.
The CEO of Visit Florida has sort of addressed the removal of the LGBTQ section on their tourism website by saying we align with the state. That's it's kind of a nothing announcement. The head of the state-funded tourism agency spoke for the first time about the controversial decision to just quietly delete the LGBT travel section from the Visit Florida website. Visit Florida is a taxpayer-funded organization, Young said to the Visit Florida Board of Directors, and as such, Visit Florida, our marketing strategy and our materials, our content must align with the state. Florida has always been and will continue to be a very, very welcoming state. Governor Ron DeSantis also chimed in from a law enforcement press conference in Polk County. We're open to all, but we're not going to be segregating people by these different characteristics. That's not how we've done business and any of the things that we've done. Problem is, Visit Florida still has a travel page section for African Americans and Hispanic travelers.
Oh, you're allowed to do that?
We're not segregating gay travel, but
Hispanic travelers and black travelers. Like, what? I don't understand. This is not the 60s. I don't understand what the benefit of that is for people.
What, for gay travel?
No, for when they're talking about Hispanic or gay travel too. Like, what is the point of that, of having a section to go, like, here's what you need to know if you're black or if you're Hispanic and you're traveling to the state of Florida?
Oh, where you could find black and Hispanic things to do.
I feel like those are things to do.
As far as the gay travel, I imagine that it's helpful when it comes to pride events and LGBTQ plus communities and places.
Gay-friendly businesses, maybe, if they want to go down that road. But, like...
now it's going to be a mystery.
The
find it.
Hispanic travel, I could see where you would go, like, all right, here's places that have, like, a good culture that you would be familiar with. Maybe? You don't look like you're getting it.
No, it just seems strange to me. Like, we would need those pages as if once you cross the border, you're going to be in a different circumstance legally or something. I would find it more normal, controversial, ready for it. I would find it more normal if they had a women's section of every state, and they would tell you about what happens when you cross that border if you were to get pregnant and be seeking out an abortion or something. That would make sense to me because it would be something that would be of use to know.
I don't think the tourism board is going to have places to get an abortion.
Come on down.
An interactive map. Here you go.
Oh, the icons you could put there.
The goal is to hit all of them.
Former President Donald Trump's campaign has spent tens of thousands of dollars on ad buys in not only his home state, but his actual home. The Bulwark's Sam Stein reported on Monday that a small but notable portion of Trump's campaign spending went towards making sure the candidate sees his own political ads while he's watching TV at his Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida. The expense is likely to have no impact on the course of the election. Palm Beach County is a Democratic stronghold in a Republican state that Trump has little chance of losing. But Trump's staff is at some risk of incurring his wrath if he and his Palm Beach pals don't see ads at Mar-a-Lago, a factor that insiders say probably compelled the purchase. There is speaking of Palm Beach, we'll stay down there for a second because there is a doctor who recently got his medical license revoked by the Florida Board of Medicine.
Uh-oh.
And 10 days after he got this license revoked, he decided to perform some medical stuff, some doctory,
as they say.
Anyway,
I'm here for some doctory, sir. Please, thank you.
But and if you're going to do that 10 days after you lose your license, you better damn well do it right.
Amen.
But since it's in This Week in Florida, you can bet that he didn't, and he is on the hook for $100 million.
Oh, wow.
After he botched a baby's circumcision.
Oh, yes, I know this story. Yeah. And
do we all assume, or are you getting into details here?
Well, I guess what they're suggesting is that however bad this was, it's going to be something that has a real detrimental impact on this poor kid's life.
That sucks, man.
It says 10 days after the Florida Board of Medicine voted to revoke his medical license, OBGYN Berto Lopez performed a circumcision anyway. He botched it, severing the child's penis and adding another name.
Oh, my God.
Adding
the
another
whole thing?
I think it's about a third of it, but I'm not sure. Adding another name to his long list of patients whose mangled procedures caused the board to revoke the license in the first place.
Wait, what?
Jurors in a court saw graphic photos of the circumcision last week.
But he's done this before.
He's mangled plenty of people.
Why is this doctor not in prison?
Great question.
That's what I'm kind of surprised about, too, because the jury deliberated for 30 minutes, and then next day they awarded the child's parents $100 million, which is twice the amount that was asked for. But he wasn't even in court. He didn't attend the trial. His attorney represented him. He offered no defense for his actions. He should be in jail.
I would hope so.
I mean, he's at the very least, practicing medicine without a license. That's the word I was looking for. Medicine, guys.
Found it. It's not doctory. It's not doctory.
Son of a bitch. Over to Plant City, Florida.
This has to be one of my favorites they've done 2024.
Over to Plant City. There are some crimes which I just, some crimes seem exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Some crimes seem like they would be fun. And then there are some that there's a victim here, and there's investigations, and there's law enforcement, but it just seems like a boring crime. Impressive, though. Nearly 2 months after a new regulation went into effect, creating harsher penalties for the poaching of saw palmettos, 2 suspects found themselves behind bars.
Are people stealing these things?
Yes. Look up what a saw palmetto is.
All right, I'm looking it up now.
It's the spiky plant.
Well, that's even more impressive because on Monday, Hillsborough County deputies arrested Eladio Gonzalez Hernandez and Maria Hernandez Santiago at a home in Plant City after a property owner saw trespassers harvesting palmetto berries on their property.
Just the berries.
Yeah.
Huh.
And they're accused of stealing 800 pounds of berries.
Wow. Holy cow.
That sucks for them that it took the 799 pound for them to get caught.
Okay.
Because it probably
pounds.
took a while to gather the berries.
I'm looking at the berries here on this saw palmetto that is in front of me, and it's just
What's
like
the
a
big
palm
whoop?
tree looking thing. What the hell do you use these for?
Okay, so
Is
what's
it-
all that? The pill bottles underneath.
Oh, medicine.
What is it for? No, what does it say?
Saw palmetto berry.
Official
urinary tract support, it says.
Sure. It's a third-degree felony to take those berries without permission. It can land you in prison for 5 years. The berries, according to officials, can sell for about 75 cents a pound and sometimes up to $3.50 a pound. The thieves sometimes sell them to roadside buyers, but they generally make their way down to Immokalee.
Okay.
And they are shipped to China for processing. So 800 pounds is
About $3
impressive.
grand if they were able to sell
For
it for $3.
Yeah.
Math.
800 pounds. There was a shocking, they say, body cam footage. I watched some of it. It wasn't that shocking. Shows a moment a Florida woman is arrested after she allegedly engaged in a lesbian threesome in a public pool in front of children. The woman told officers her name was Juliana.
I whistled before the children part.
The officers, they said her name was Juliana, was seen getting a kiss on the cheek from her mom before being taken to jail. Juliana and her 2 friends who fled the scene before cops arrived. Good friends, huh?
What was the lesbian encounter? Making out, or they were doing...
They were in the neighborhood, like, community pool, and they were fully naked
And
having a threesome.
mop
Yeah.
with each
Gals,
other
come on.
at an unidentified housing complex in St. Lucie, Florida.
During the day, too.
Bright a day, an employee took pictures of the women in the act after a worried mother informed him of what was allegedly taking place. When officers from the St. Lucie
he
County...
took 15 pictures, but sent 1 to the police.
I would have. When officers from the St. Lucie County Sheriff's Office arrived, Juliana was arrested. Her baffled boyfriend, who she lives with, was left speechless.
Awkward.
Yeah, kind of awkward. Also awkward, and this raises a lot of questions, but a man's been arrested, not for child porn, but for obscenity.
Mm-hmm.
A Florida man is facing 20 counts of obscenity for allegedly creating and distributing AI-generated child pornography, highlighting the danger in... Law enforcement leading away the uniform-wearing McCorkle from the theater in handcuffs. And he was part of a county operation taking down people possessing child porn. But he didn't really possess child porn.
I know. And I got to tell you, when a story like this comes up, I know
you keep
it's
your mouth shut.
It's the spiciest take in the world, but I don't know why you would get arrested for this. I know that it's disgusting and vile, and a person that would do it is a person that I would never associate myself with, and I would like to think that this type of person wouldn't be welcome in open society. But also, if it's AI, the victimization isn't there. That's what makes it a crime to me. This is like when people get arrested for having like blow up dolls of little kids or something. It's gross. It's disgusting. It's the worst. But if it's not an actual kid, I don't understand how a crime has been committed.
Is it maybe just all kids could be victim? The umbrella of it?
I would think perhaps maybe they would say if we don't take this and turn it into a crime, then we're risking somebody saying, "Oh, these are all AI generated photos that they have, and none of these kids are actually real." And then we got to prove that the kids are real. So that must be it. You can't have depictions of some of this stuff, even like drawing it.
Yeah, cartoons are illegal in some states. Last but not least, this week in Florida, a 59-year-old internist sold his Florida medical practice in 2022 to a fellow doctor. In recent months, they became upset over the business with the purchaser, Dr. Dylan Dinesh, who runs affiliated health clinics out of the former office in St. Petersburg. Court records don't reveal the nature of the business dispute, but they do reveal what they did. Dinesh's office... they say that the Dr. Giovanni Baulo went to Dinesh's office on July 30th and soaked the front doors in gallons of fluid, which had the odor of urine. Because it was urine. Gallons and gallons of it. He returned to the property again and unleashed a cascade of the rank-smelling liquid. On both occasions, Baula and his vehicle were recorded by surveillance cameras. The urine-smelling liquid soaked into the front wooden doors, causing irreparable damage. Replacing that will cost $1,500, according to an arrest affidavit, which reports that the medical practice suffered $6,000 in other losses related to the urine attacks. And that, friends, is this week in Florida.
Thank you, C-Lane. Appreciate it. I got a burp. Sorry.
A little burpee.
I'm not going to do that right into the microphone. I just can't bring
you're
myself.
going to get it out, huh? The little
I hate those. I hate those kind of stories like that, C-Lane, because whenever we talk about it, I know if you say what to me is the legitimate, rational response, you go, this isn't a real person and there has been no harm done. Immediately, people are going to go, "Oh, you're supporting this stuff," and it's like, "Oh, it's not worth it." Sometimes there's literally debates like that where you go, "I don't even want to fight this fight." The person's a scumbag, gross weirdo, anyways.
Well, I mean, if you have two people in front of you and they both possess child porn and it's real, actual child porn, there are victims and it's horrible and gross and disgusting.
Yeah,
and they are both.
Pedophiles, but they're in a public park and they don't have any sort of rap sheet and they're just taking pictures of kids playing soccer.
And it's not illegal.
And they can't do anything about it.
Yeah, and I don't want to step up for those people, but I don't know. It's a weird one.
All right, let's watch that out with a picture of a guy trying to check himself into luggage at the Miami airport.
You can't do that.
Shrink wrapped and everything. They said they frown upon that kind of thing.
I'm done. Slap.
Is it a YouTuber or something? Who's doing this?
I don't know.
This is
that's
great.
Funny. Nice. I like that.
That's
okay.
my cover photo for the weekend.
Quick break. When we come back, we'll get to a Chicago-bound flight. Got hit by some very intense turbulence. And also, there's a man who's banned from a school in Boca Raton. The reason why is jaw-dropping, but we got to discuss this. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Something on your mind? Text us at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Happy Friday. Hoping your ride right now is a smooth and safe one on the major highways and roads of Orlando. There is a delay you should know about northbound on the Turnpike. That's right after the Kissimmee exit for US 192, exit 244. A lane is blocked, causing a heavy delay all the way to before 441. Right now, also, all lanes are blocked. Hoffner Avenue, that's going to be eastbound at Semorin Boulevard, and also a delay due to an incident, Sand Lake Road at Turkey Lake Road. Our Valvoline Instant Oil Change number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black.
This report is sponsored by HCA Florida Healthcare.
Whenever you need us, just reach out and we'll be there with more locations, more experts, and more resources to deliver the healthcare you need to comfort you and make you feel your best. Find a care site near you at hcafloridahealthcare.com.
Get ready to win your way to our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, and $1,000.
T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas,
September 20th and 21st.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
Buy tickets now at AXS.com.
Own the moment with the Ray-Ban Meta Smart Glasses. Wear timeless styles with technology that lets you listen to music, capture pictures and videos, live stream, make a hands-free call or text, and even ask Meta AI questions on the go, all while you stay present in the moment.
And now, another insurance story from
Smart Bunny. Smart Bunny.
Wow, I wonder how much all this costs. Shh. Well, it can't be cheap. Do we even have enough for our own you-know-what?
Honey, shh. I heard he bought final expense insurance through the Smart Bunny app.
The Smart Bunny app?
Like on your phone?
I know what an app is.
For the love of all things decent, be quiet.
Get up to $25,000 of lifelong coverage for funeral expenses, debts, and other needs for as little as $14 a month. And no medical exam is required. So hop on the Smart Bunny app now and grab some final expense insurance.
Honey, are you buying the insurance, like, right now?
Time is precious.
So true.
Smart Bunny Insurance.
Smart Bunny. Smart Bunny.
Your insurance super app. Insurance is sold by Smart Bunny Insurance Services and underwritten by various companies. Coverage exclusions and limitations may apply.
Hey, everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. August, it's National Wellness Month. That means you need to focus on some self-care, stress management, maybe some healthy habits, but you also need to focus on yourself completely, and that means making sure you have no surprises with Life Imaging FLA and their free heart scan. With just a few minimum requirements, it is a $699 value. There's no question that early detection saves lives, and Life Imaging is in that business. They're all about getting you the information of what's really happening in your body. That way you can make a plan for your long-term health care. And August is the time to do it. You know, when it comes to heart disease, one of the most terrifying stats out there that in 30 to 40% of heart attacks, the very first symptom is sudden death. And remember, guys, this takes no time at all, about 10 minutes. No injections. You don't have to take your clothes off. And it's easy to make your appointment. Just pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250 and say the keyword free heart scan. That's pound 250. See the keyword free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. Take control of your long-term health care today. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
I'm John Morgan, here to urge you to vote yes on Amendment 3 and legalize the adult use of marijuana. There are a lot of reasons to vote yes on Amendment 3, but let me give you one more good one. Today, too many adults are sitting in our jails simply because they were using marijuana, and that is just wrong. If I was your governor, I would free or parole every person in jail for possession and then expunge everyone's record. Amendment 3 will put a stop to this and let the cops fight real crime, not fake crime. I'm tired of people being thrown in jail for something that is less harmful than alcohol or opioids. So now let's finish what I started and join me, John Morgan, in voting yes for the people and for Amendment 3.
Vote yes on Amendment 3. Paid political advertisement. Paid for by Smart and Safe Florida. 1400 Village Square Boulevard, Suite 3, 321, Tallahassee, Florida, 32312.
Need a break from the dog days of summer? Relief from high interest rates, high prices, and even higher temperatures? International Diamond Center is here to help with lower prices, free financing, and a free romantic getaway. It's IDC's Summer of Savings event going on now through August 31st. Special pricing across the board on rings, earrings, bracelets, bands, pendants, designer fashion jewelry, colored gemstone jewelry, and incredible Swiss watches. Make any qualifying purchase now and IDC will give you 24 months zero interest financing, plus a free romantic dinner and a 3-night luxury getaway to places like Las Vegas, Miami, Nashville, or the cool Smoky Mountains. We've even got a 4-night Caribbean cruise. So instead of sizzling in the heat, put some sizzle in your relationship. Get the guaranteed best value price, free dinner, a free vacation, and free 24 months no interest financing. Now through the end of August only, and only at International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando area locations. Minimum purchase required on approved credit. See store for details.
As fall approaches, you have a lot to prepare for. Back to school, sporting events, family gatherings, and staying on top of your health. The virus that causes COVID-19 continues to evolve. So this fall, no matter what you're prepping for, you can prioritize your family's health and make a game plan for COVID-19 vaccination. Ask your doctor or pharmacist to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Victim of a slip and fall? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar and Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, Orlando.
Kickoff is almost here, and iHeart is the official home of the NFL Podcast Network, featuring podcasts like NFL Daily with Greg Rosenthal.
Packing it with so much goodness. Chock full of info.
And tons of fantasy football podcasts with expert advice for you to win your fantasy league. It's the best part of the season. Your team is undefeated and anything is possible. Take the iHeartRadio app and the NFL with you right in your pocket. Open the free iHeart app, search NFL, and start listening now.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Now, your chance at $1,000 and a trip to our iHeartRadio Music Festival. Text the nationwide keyword music to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's music to 200-200.
Radio. 104.1.
If it's important to you, it's on and probably being mocked by.
Over at thenewsjunkie.com, that's how you can join us on the show. It's super easy to do. I know a lot of people have been watching what's going on with this Boar's Head story, and we might as well talk about what actually happened there. Like, how
I don't
did
want to
this
talk about it.
all go down? And it's tough. Sealand is like, I like Boar's Head meat. I'm
So
a
do
fan.
I.
When I go to a grocery store, I go to Publix, which is our local grocery store, and they say, well, what do you want on your sandwich? I said, give me the Boar's Head meat. It's a little more expensive, but I always thought it was a premium, superior product.
Tastes great.
And,
Might die. Tastes great.
A little bit of a risk with it now. It's very true, Sabrina, but we're going to look into actually what was going down that led to this outbreak that's now killed people. And here's the story from the New York Times. So they say, how could this happen is a natural question to ask after hearing that 9 people are dead and dozens have fallen ill from eating deli meats tainted with listeria, a hardy, deadly bacterium that can survive refrigeration and freezing. According to the CDC, they say it's certainly an undercount. But amid the tragedy, Americans should also pause to ask, how does this not happen all the time? Now, here's where we go inside Boar's Head and figure out what was going on. The sobering Department of Agriculture inspection reports from a Boar's Head plant in Jarrett, Virginia, make it clear that the failures were inexcusable. There are repeated citations for noncompliance with crucial rules like avoiding dripping or standing water, which can facilitate listeria grow. But the same inspection reports should also remind us of these extensive efforts, comprehensive regulations, and diligent inspectors to ensure that such failures are scandals rather than everyday events. The USDA inspectors duly noted that plastic or tarp was covering pipes. They noted small pieces of meat residue on food contact surfaces. They noted pooled blood on the plant floor and rancid smells in the coolers. They noted products that were unlabeled. They noted black mold-like substances.
Does that mean that other people mentally noted it and still packaged it up?
This is when they went through and did their survey of the place. I think this was from before they actually found out that they had an outbreak going on.
Terrifying, man.
They said regulations don't work without accountabilities. When companies shirk their responsibilities, swift consequences should kick in before somebody dies or falls ill. So they're saying at these Boar's Head places, it was pretty filthy. And this is unbelievable, actually. I'm looking at one of the reports here, and it is all of the different instances when they went to this place. They call it, they have the Bologna Kitchen is one of the places at this facility.
I want to visit that.
And
Sign me up for Bologna Kitchen.
You guys ever think about putting it in a grinder and eating that with a straw?
At Boar's Head, it sounds like behind the scenes is Willy Wonka's chocolate factory or something.
But with meat.
Yeah, because they talk about the Bologna Kitchen, and then they talk about there was a tree of all-natural Honeycrisp apple chicken sausages pressed against a white-wheeled tub of bacon sides. And all of these things are about different...
My wife says I have bacon sides.
These are like different failures that they had at all these places. This goes on. You see that I'm scrolling through these things they found at the Boar's Head place, right?
This is all in one visit?
This is all the visits from 2023 to 2024.
Awesome.
It's 74 pages.
Awesome.
There are 74 pages of things. Here's an example of just a random one. At approximately 2:15 a.m., during pre-operational sanitation inspection in the Franks department, the following non-compliance was observed.
The Franks department. What a magical place.
15 racks were found to have wet and or dry food particles in several different areas. Several racks had string and or sticky residue on the handles. This is a violation of the above sign regulation, blah, blah, blah. That's just one of so many of these things. And you got to wonder, you hear these reports, you see that people have died. Are people actually going to change their behaviors and not buy Boar's Head meat? Or do we go,
how's
just
this
wait till
place
this
not
blows over?
shut down until it is back to where it's supposed to be without things dripping or sticky?
I'm sure that they are right now. But the problem is I think it's almost a constant thing. Because I don't know how big this facility is, but it's Boar's Head. It must be like a big-ass place. They got Hot Dog Town and, Chicken
Bologna
Land.
Wall.
Bologna walls and sausage tree. They have all
Bacon
sorts of things. So that's what's going on behind the scenes of the places where your food is produced. And Boar's Head is not alone here, friends. They are not some sole entity that is breaking these rules when everybody else is following them. This happens a lot more frequently than I think you would want to know.
My concern is that if I, as an individual, can decide to no longer purchase because of these reports and the sickness that is going around, where does it lie when it comes to the restaurants you also love to eat at? Like, you would hope, you trust them, or you have to be that person that's like, did you buy Boar's Head, or do I skip this sandwich?
I don't know. I think to be totally safe, a lot of people would probably just say you completely skip it for now. And as for the restaurants, thankfully, we have a system here, which I think is pretty good in the United States, where we have food inspections that happen at these places. The thing is, nobody really looks at them. And unlike some cities and states, locally here, we don't have the thing where you have to put your grade on your window out in front of your restaurant. So if you're not looking on the app and you're not checking up on these places, you don't know if it's clean back there or if it's an absolute disaster behind the scenes. And I know some places where it's spick and span. It's beautiful. It's clean. Other places, not so much. And
I've had food poisoning, but it would suck to die from just eating something,
Right, yeah, to die from somebody's conditions in a warehouse before the food got to you.
They made it look pretty, and at the moment it tasted good.
Package looked good.
What a
commercials
nightmare.
were good. Well, let us know what you think. Will you still eat Boar's Head meat, or are you going to go another way? Sealane's already in the yes territory. Let us know what you think. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and send us a dispatch. You can do it from your phone or a laptop, anything with a microphone. A Chicago-bound flight had to be diverted after passengers were hurt from severe turbulence. It had to land in Memphis, Tennessee. This was on the way from Cancun, Mexico to Chicago's O'Hare Airport. There were 172 passengers and 7 crew members on the flight, and 7 different people were taken to the hospital. They were treated and released. It was very, very bad on flight 1196 from United.
Weirdly enough, none of them got drugged in Cancun.
True. They all made it here without getting drugged. All right, again, go over to the website and do join us with your opinion. With the video dispatch, you can send a photo dispatch if you just want to show us something you want us to talk about, or the audio dispatches that make up your contribution to the show. Head on over right now, go to thenewsjunkie.com, and hit record on your first dispatch today. When we return, our friend Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm, spoiler alert, he's already here.
Yay!
He's in studio. He's with us, and we got some questions for Mo. Sealand, bring up the list. We got good ones today, Mo. We got some good stuff that we have to get into.
I mean, you don't have the stellar track record.
What is the energy you're bringing in today?
Sayer Esquire.
He's over there while we're talking about Boar's Head. He's on his phone. He doesn't believe our questions are going to be good. Mo, trust me, some of these are grade A questions that are in need of some expertise.
And then some of them are kind of weird.
Stupid, yes. Some of them are going to be dumb.
Right,
You're going to get a little of each, all right? And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Sometimes I give too much. I'm sure people get sick of me. Moron on Facebook
I've
again.
heard that about Russ Rollins. He's a giver.
I am a giver.
Not a taker.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network, presented by DraftKings Fantasy.
If we learned anything halfway through week one of the college football season, it's the gap between FCS and FBS may be beginning to close. Montana State took down New Mexico at New Mexico. North Dakota State nearly upset Colorado. The reigning FCS champ South Dakota State, 9.5-point underdogs against a very talented Oklahoma State team. There may be a little bit more parity than we initially were led to believe. I'm Dan Patrick.
Check out what DraftKings has to offer this season with code SPORTS, because life's more fun when you're in on the action. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Age and eligibility restrictions apply. Void where prohibited. See DraftKings.com for details.
Guys, are you tired of being tired? Frustrated because it seems impossible to lose belly fat? If you're looking for a solution, then listen to Mark.
I had fantastic results with the Andro 400 Max. Probably lost 35 pounds, and more impressive than that was the inches I lost off of my belly and my waist. And the increased energy is fantastic. I'll be totally honest, I tried a different product, and I wasn't happy with the different product. You guys are considerably cheaper than the other brand, and I can really feel the difference.
Andro 400 Max, the extra strength, all natural testosterone booster. The safe, easy, and affordable way to gain energy and lose stubborn belly fat. Satisfaction guaranteed or your money back. Feel and look like a new man. Go to andro400.com or call 888-400-0435. 888-400-0435.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. And now, during our biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Plus free home delivery on select smart beds when you add any base. Ends Labor Day. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
As fall approaches, you have a lot to prepare for. Back to school, sporting events, family gatherings, and staying on top of your health. The virus that causes COVID-19 continues to evolve. So this fall, no matter what you're prepping for, you can prioritize your family's health and make a game plan for COVID-19 vaccination. Ask your doctor or pharmacist to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
How long have you been thinking about going solar? With power bills soaring higher and higher than ever, it's time to think about what you can save instead of what you're spending. Each year you wait, you could be losing thousands. This year alone, prices have jumped over 10%. Isn't it time you own your own power or solar source? With over 40 years in business, Solar Source has over 60,000 installations right here in Central Florida. They've had the same phone number since 1984. It's no wonder this company is the one I trust. I started with a pool heater solar, and now I'm thrilled that Solar Source has a pay-as-you-go system. I can save monthly, and it starts at $99. That's solarsource.com/monsters.
It's happening at pharmacies all across America. Older Americans keep asking, where are the lower prices on prescription drugs Joe Biden and Kamala Harris keep taking credit for? First, Harris cast the deciding vote for the Inflation Reduction Act, promising to lower drug prices. Then the Biden-Harris administration used the money from Medicare to bankroll their liberal green agenda. That's right. Instead of savings, seniors got a 20% premium increase, restrictions on access to medicine, and fewer cures. Now, liberals want to expand this Biden-Harris scheme that is already hurting seniors. Thankfully, Senator Rick Scott has always fought to protect Medicare drug coverage. Call him at 202-224-3121. Urge him to keep fighting for affordable drug coverage by opposing S 1246. Paid for by Seniors for Better Care.
Hey, checking in?
This is not just your flu shot appointment at Walgreens.
Yes.
This is getting your entire family vaccinated in one trip.
Hey, Mom?
And a snack on the way out. Get flu shots for everyone in your family. Together. Schedule appointments online today. This is wellness made easy. Walgreens.
Vaccine subject to availability and for ages 3+. State and health-related restrictions may apply.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Today, we're the largest injury firm in the world, and I'm thankful to you for trusting us all these years. We'll always be here for the people, not the powerful. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Shipley Donuts, now open on South Cimarron Boulevard.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Forever hovering over life's great dump button. You're listening to the...
Our friend and attorney, Moses DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. This is the portion of the show each week where we have all sorts of awkward questions and we unload them on Moses. Many of them inappropriate, many of them strange, but it's just we don't know this legal stuff and we want to get things right around here.
Sometimes we do know, and we're like, we just want to see how he squirms.
Yeah, let's see how Moses reacts to this.
We love him, and he's a professional every single time.
All right, let's get into it. So that said, let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass. You're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury duty brought to you by the one, the only Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO, 866-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. All right, Seelan, I know we had some bangers on the list I was interested in.
We do. Let me get the boring one out of the way, but there was, I say boring, but we had an emailer, Mark, who needs advice about
total loser. This guy.
No, he's in a rough spot. He said he's in a common law marriage that's going sideways.
Oh yeah, he's reached out a couple times.
And he wants to know what his rights are in Florida.
We talked about this one, I think.
I think we did talk about this last week.
Let's get rid of Mark then. All right, bye.
We're calling him a loser because he has a roommate, Sean?
No, he's not old enough to hit the loser territory. It's when you get over 65 and you have to have a roommate that you enter loser territory.
Just a really awkward breakup.
Did we talk about, Moses, the portal in New York City?
I don't believe so.
Okay. So there was this portal that they did from New York City to Dublin, this big, basically screen. They called it a portal.
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
And there was one in New York, one in Dublin. And if you were in front of the one in New York, you could see Dublin. And then and because it was nice and fun and a cute thing, everybody just ruined it by all the people in Ireland were like showing the New Yorkers pictures of the trade centers falling down and. And then, of course, the OnlyFans model gets there and starts flashing her boobs at it. Now, if the OnlyFans model in New York City flashes her boobs at this portal, and in Dublin there is a child watching, where has the crime been committed?
Ooh.
Well, if you have knowledge that it's being projected into Dublin, possibly they may have jurisdiction there. Now, obviously, the person's in New York City.
Right.
So that's where the crime took place.
We are on the forefront of portal law right now.
Good old portal law.
International portal law. You could be the first portal lawyer, Mo.
Well, I'll work on it.
Ooh. Now I wonder, because we had talked before you got here, earlier in the show, of a child porn case in which the images were AI generated.
I heard that, and Sean was a big proponent of child porn.
No, I was not. Gosh, Jesus. Crime committed, well, at least not the same kind of crime committed, because it's not actual people. But I think that the law, though it probably varies by state, I think that it doesn't matter if it's fake or not. I think it's like depictions of like even a drawing of something like this might be able to be illegal technically.
So the reason why I brought it up though is like if you're in the portal or whatever have you that you're sending an AI generated image of an adult exposing their boobs and a child sees that through the portal, you put a artist's depiction of a yanya. Is that still going to be a crime because you're exposing a child to something that is not technically from a human or of a human?
I don't know what a yanya is exactly.
Vagina in a fun way.
Thank you for clarifying.
This is why you don't ask these questions, Moses.
That's true. I don't know why I come on this show. Typically,
Moses, what did we do?
Typically, if it's not, and it does vary by state by state, but usually any sort of artist rendition is protected. You could take a child to an art museum. There could be, nude portraits, nude paintings. That's not the same thing. So if it's some sort of drawing, if it's a cartoon, if it's naked Marge Simpson, whatever it may be, usually that's not the same as exposing, actual nude photographs. Now,
homie.
The AI thing is actually pretty interesting because typically, as perverse as it is, fantasy has always kind of been protected. There's a famous U.S. Supreme Court case where there was a guy, and I think he had some
Was that
issues.
the guy who was talking about cannibalism?
No, this guy, he would sit at a playground and he would just sit there all day, and they would ask him what he did, what he was doing there, and he basically said that he was fantasizing sexually about the children that he was watching.
Oh, God.
And they arrested him and they prosecuted him, and ultimately the charges were dropped because they said, well, he didn't really do anything. Having a fantasy and not acting on it is not a crime. So, this kind of goes under...
That's super interesting because if it was, they could potentially prosecute you for your dreams.
Right.
If you said afterwards, oh my God, I had this
My wife
horrific
tries
dream
to do that.
Mine too.
Guys, I had a just okay dream.
Oh,
this
did
week.
you?
It did not go well.
Oh, no.
It was we had built it up and we performed to all of 12 people, but a full show.
God, we're
it
done
was
for.
fine. It was weird. So what about, in that case, you could also persecute a screenwriter or director for their films that are very vivid and obscene.
It makes sense that is treated differently. It does.
Right.
It's just that some of those areas get real gross to defend when you start wandering around that.
They do.
territory.
And then, of course, you have the issue of, if it's generated by AI, how is it generated? Because we've seen, some of the stuff AI is doing, it just kind of scrapes the internet and puts things together. Now, that's still, sort of a fantasy depiction. I don't think it's real, but depending how it's created could influence, how the law, deals with that, essentially.
Right. So, oh God, I hate talking about all this. Last thing. If somebody had a website, let's say, that you put in a photo, these websites exist, you put in a photo and it takes the clothes off of that person, you put in a photo of an actual kid and it removes the clothes, that almost seems like it's also another space to be in, but it's still fantasy.
It's still fantasy. It's almost the same as,
weird
pasting two pictures together, essentially. It's perverted, but is it a crime? Technically under federal law, my understanding is that's usually protected, but state by state could vary. And obviously those laws have to be challenged, and there's not a lot of people who want to challenge them.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the thing that happens. Nobody wants to be the person that stands
So
up for
instead,
that.
they just got the guy on 20 counts of obscenity.
Right. All right. Well, what else do we have on the list there?
All right. So we have two more things, juicy ones. First of all, let's say I was in my Range Rover, which I do not have.
Congratulations.
But, thank you. And I, through some wild accident, accidentally put it in drive and ended up in a river. That's something That's something I could claim on my insurance, correct?
It sounds like it so far.
What if I did it while having sex?
Does that change anything?
It would still probably be covered by your insurance, assuming you have, collision and comprehensive coverage. The damage to your vehicle would be covered. Now, if you injured yourself doing that, you'd be at fault for it.
Okay.
If it was your vehicle. Now, the passenger may be able to sue you for their injuries.
Even if they were engaged in the same activities as you?
It depends who's in charge of the vehicle, who's driving the vehicle.
Oh, boy. Some of these things will make the greatest court cases, but once again, nobody wants to fight them and go all the way through the justice system, except for the one that we talked about when we brought this up, where the woman who got the STD in the car.
Yep.
And she said
she tried to sue the insurance company, Geico or something.
It made it a little way through the system.
It did, but it eventually got dismissed.
Yeah, eventually they slapped that down.
Okay, and then last but not least, we found out yesterday that we talked a while ago about Sabrina and friends. They had this bachelorette party, if I'm not mistaken, right,
yes.
Sabrina?
Mm-hmm.
And they
were wasn't invited?
They were at a
no.
Unbelievable.
I know, I'm sorry.
You should have been. They were at an Airbnb, and they had some run-ins or some troubles with the Karen owner of the Airbnb, and they left a really bad review. And apparently the review is causing some damage to her business because now the Airbnb owner has reached out to the friend of Sabrina's that booked this Airbnb and offered them $500 to take the review down.
And then upon saying absolutely not because of what had gone on a year prior, then it was like, you're going to hear from my lawyer, a lot of nasty texts back and forth, mostly from the Karen of it all. And then her and her husband prayed over it and decided not to sue them. They also took away the $500 bribe.
Offer? Yeah. So, and I think in a situation like this, it would probably be like they Venmo you $500, you take the review down. You're really only bound by what's in the email or text conversation unless they send over a contract or something.
Yeah.
But say I took the $500 and I took down my review, but then I had Sean leave a review that said, my friend Celian had a terrible time here, and he left a review, but they paid him $500 to take it down. Are we still, have I acted in bad faith such that they could pursue legal action against me? Or is it just like, hey, I didn't sign a contract. You gave me the $500. I did what you asked. But nobody said Sean couldn't say that.
Well, I mean, first of all, in Airbnb, I think you have to have actually verified that you stayed there to be able to leave a review. But hypothetically speaking, it's certainly a bad faith. Is it a violation of the agreement? Probably not. You could say they could argue bad faith or something along those lines, but it's not a pure breach of a written or oral contract because the agreement was pay me $500. I removed the review. Both sides, completed that agreement.
Yeah.
And you just happen to have a friend who left a bad review.
Oh, they would explode if that was done.
And had they taken up legal counsel, like could they sue for a bad review?
Well, as long as everything in it is true, then no. I mean, as long as it's truthful.
Like you guys legitimately had a bad experience with the Airbnb. You're allowed to, the First Amendment and many other things allow you to write about that bad experience.
Had this gone to court, they would have had to show the picture of my bare ass with a giant bruise on it from when I fell down their stairs.
Blow it up all big in the courtroom on
Exhibit
one of those
B for Serena's butt.
Were the stairs faulty?
Oh, yeah.
Airbnb has a big insurance policy, Sabrina.
Is it too late to go after this?
We got 2 years at least.
It hasn't been 2 years.
Oh,
No,
I don't want to throw my butt on the thing.
You know what? They're not going to take it all the way to court. There's no way. They're just going to go.
How much do they have to pay you to show your butt? Come on.
If you go after Airbnb, you're going to make at least some money, I would think. They want stuff to go away at some point.
We'll talk
Just
in the
think about
commercial
it.
break.
Yeah, think about it.
All
right, quick break. When we come back, we'll get into your questions, your dispatches. Leave those for us now. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. I got to talk about this person banned from a school in South Florida and what they did, and we'll get into more with Moses. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers play here. Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Hoping your Friday ride is a smooth and safe one on the major highways and roads of Orlando. That delay is still there on the Turnpike northbound after the Kissimmee exit US 192. Also, that delay due to an incident Sand Lake Road at Turkey Lake Road, and now Challenger Parkway at Woodbury Road, and still Orange Avenue at Land Street Road. Thankfully, the Greenway is clear. No issues on the 408. Our Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's new Saucy Nugs, a whole new way to nug. The best nugs are now even better. Wendy's new Saucy Nugs take the nugs you love and sauce them up in bold flavors, including buffalo, honey barbecue, garlic parm, and spicy ghost pepper. Try them all today. For a whole new way to nug, it's gotta be Wendy's, at participating U.S. Wendy's.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. And now, during our biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Plus free home delivery on select smart beds when you add any base. Ends Labor Day. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
As fall approaches, you have a lot to prepare for. Back to school, sporting events, family gatherings, and staying on top of your health. The virus that causes COVID-19 continues to evolve. So this fall, no matter what you're prepping for, you can prioritize your family's health and make a game plan for COVID-19 vaccination. Ask your doctor or pharmacist to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war in term life. Industry rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call for a free quote today. 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
Are you drowning in IRS tax debt?
I owe the IRS $37,000.
Get ready for a toll-free hotline. Take advantage of new IRS tax forgiveness programs that may protect you from IRS collection agencies. They have the power to garnish your wages, put liens on your property, and levy your bank account. Civic Tax Relief can help protect you from the IRS.
Civic Tax Relief basically represented me against the IRS, and by the time everything was completed, I didn't owe the IRS anything.
Find out about the Fresh Start program that is now available through Civic Tax Relief. Civic Tax Relief's special tax hotline can help you discover all the relief programs available for free.
I would recommend anyone who has a tax problem to contact Civic Tax Relief.
Just call 800-506-5803. 800-506-5803. Don't wait. Call now. 800-506-5803. 800-506-5803.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South offers volume discounts for homeowners. The more you buy, the more you save. Our discounts start at the fourth window, and from there, the savings grow. New South can do this because we own our factory, and that's the power of Factory Direct. Visit us at newsouthwindow.com.
We are professional grade at Orange Buick GMC. Online at orangebuickgmc.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Three best friends diving into the deep end of internet culture. This
actually changed me as a human being. It's my version of when Sabrina heard the story about toilet plumes. When you flush the toilet, the plumes come out.
Changed my life.
Makes gross things happen all in the air.
I'll never, ever forget it. And
No,
it's
it's like-
I mean, I almost, a part of me wishes, like, how much easier would my life be if I did? If I never knew that fact, I wouldn't have this like heavy anxiety about toilets, especially in the public place that don't have a lid option.
It's like there was pre-plume Sabrina and post-plume Sabrina. Those are very different people, and I feel like this is
for me, they're the same person.
This is my version of that. And this is because of the smart folks, I'm sure, over at Stanford University who did a lot of research, and they did this under the guise of a story about hangovers, but I don't really care about that much because they said that hangovers are much more severe as you age. So a hangover in your 40s is different than a hangover in your 30s, a different hangover in your 20s. And like everybody knows that. That's fine. But they said that in this
hangover
study
in your teens, pretty easy.
No problem at all. They're not even blinking at that one. They said out of the study that there's 2 ages that change you. You age dramatically in those years. 2 ages, when you turn that year, it's a dramatic aging process that happens for you. And one of them is my next birthday. Yes. Yeah. One of them is my next birthday. And I go,
62?
No.
Nice.
44
Jesus,
is the
Sean,
year
you're
that
gonna
they
be
said.
44.
That's right. Yeah. They said there's major molecular shifts within your body that can lead to declines in immune system regulation, kidney function, and the ability to metabolize alcohol and caffeine.
As a man or just male and female?
People. It just says people. It says this research out of Stanford University proposes that people age dramatically when they turn 44 years old, and once again in the most dramatic shift when they turn 60 years old. So when you hit those 2 markers at 44 and 60, your body just changes in a really noticeable way, I guess.
I feel like there was a big shift in my late 20s, early 30s. Like even when you look at pictures when we started the show, I look different. Like it seems, maybe it's all the stress that I've experienced and fun, of course. But I did feel like a change in my body, but that doesn't seem to be on the list. Obviously, puberty is not on the list, so it's that dramatic of a change that those are the ages that they're listing.
I think you look different than when I first met you and when we first met this show, but I don't think you look
I had a baby
drastically different.
But something's changed. Like,
it's like C-Line. C-Line looks different than when you first met him, but he doesn't look drastically different.
I had facial hair now. I didn't have that when we first started.
Yeah, but if you shaved your face, you would just look like you were. You age as many years as the show has been. It's not that point. Do you have anybody that you know that has hit the point where you hang out and no insults, please, has hit the point when you hang out with them and you're like, oh, they're starting to age. Like I'm looking at this person and I'm they start to look a little bit older now. I've seen a lot of kids that I went to school with, and I look at their Instagram or their Facebook, and I go, "Holy cow!"
Yeah,
they hit that 44 or that 60 mark, and things change.
You see that with celebrities and movie stars that you grew up with, and now they're in another more recent film, and it's like, okay, but it makes sense. It was 30 years ago that I saw him in a movie.
Yeah,
but the idea that all of a sudden 44 happens,
bam,
and you have this massive shift.
Yep, your body
scary.
On a molecular level shifts. Here's the thing you have to do. You have to, when you get to these points, you have to know where you're headed. And no one, in my estimation, has been better at this than Steve Carell. If you look at Steve Carell and the way he's gone, he's like, all right, now I'm a man in my 40s and my 50s. He shifts over his look. He's got a different hairstyle. He's got the salt and pepper thing going. He embraces it. And then you get to the next point where you're like 60 or something. You have to kind of shift things as you move along.
But he had a hair transplant, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
Which I think definitely helped his look.
For sure. He would be a totally different character if he didn't do that. He had it between season 1 and season 2 of The Office.
He's got a little money.
Yeah. When you watch the show, you're like, okay. I see what was happening here.
It's funny that you mentioned the celebrity thing because we were talking about something earlier, and I referenced this character played by Ben Stiller. And I got the name totally wrong, but I looked up Ben Stiller, and I was like, "Oh, he's gray now." I guess I just haven't seen him recently.
No, he's been more in the production direction side of things, I think, as opposed to acting in a lot of stuff. But you got to do that transition in a way that makes sense.
Like my dad, for the most part, has always had a beard. And last time I went to Miami, like, that beard is white now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, despite 5-10 years ago, not even, like 3 years ago, it was still just like a black beard. And now it just immediately shifted to gray.
Yeah.
And was he the age that turn? What did he just turn?
60. Did he turn 60 recently?
No, he's older than 60.
Maybe he fought it off for a while. He was able to keep it at bay. And at some point, it's like, oh, no, you can't. Nothing you can do about the damn thing. All right, we're going to go over to you and your dispatches here in just a moment. But I wanted to talk about this guy who's been banned from a school, Whispering Pines Elementary School in Boca Raton, Florida.
Whispering.
He's a parent, and they banned him. Chirag Patel is this guy's name. And they said every time he comes onto the campus, he makes threats to the school staff, and he shouts out anti-Semitic comments. And
That's so embarrassing for his kid.
Oh, my God. Could you imagine for the child of this guy? A no trespass order was issued by school police last week, and parents were told Patel was banned from campus on August 26th. Over to you, Mo, because that's kind of weird. If you get banned from school because you're saying outrageous things, can you say, like, I have to be able to come here? I have a child who goes to this school. I need to pick them up.
Well, yes, but typically safety is going to be paramount to that. So, is it a public school or private?
It's a public school.
Public school.
Yeah.
So potentially there's some First Amendment implications there, depending on what he's saying. If it doesn't go into any sort of threat or anything like that, it could be considered protected speech, and he could possibly challenge the ban and basically say, I'm allowed to come here. And, it's depending where he's doing it, what he's doing exactly. It's going to be depending on those specific information.
It seems kind of crazy to me.
It does say that he made threats.
Yeah, it didn't.
So that obviously wouldn't be protected.
I didn't see anywhere what the threats were. I don't know if you could find that, C-Lane, but the story that I had didn't have anything. It just said very vaguely and generally he was making threats to school staff members.
The story I'm reading right now says that because of this situation and the parent ban and the threats, absences have doubled at the school.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Parents are scared of this guy and are not sending their kids to school. They think he'll go through with his threats to do this stuff.
So it sounds like there's a legitimate safety concern then.
Yes, and we end up in this place where people sometimes need to be reminded, even though we, unlike Canada and England, have freedom of speech enshrined in our Constitution and our founding documents, which is a great thing in my estimation, that doesn't mean you can threaten people. That doesn't mean...
Right, it doesn't mean you can say anything.
There are things that you say where it's like that crosses over and turns into a crime. Are they going to like remote stuff, C-Lane, does it say? Or the parents are just not sending the kids in?
It just says, that the absences are up. Like on Monday, 20 of the school's 157 kindergartners were absent compared with 5 on Thursday.
Oh, and they say he shares hateful posts on social media. See if you can find his social media.
What a nightmare. Somebody check it into a place.
Yeah, I got his name. I think there's something going on here. Chirag Patel, Chirag is his first name. Chirag, last name Patel, Patel. And maybe he's this guy it definitely needs help. It says he's idolizing school shooters and we're begging for help, says this woman. Whispering Pines Elementary School has banned this parent. The same parent was arrested for unrelated charges on burglary and voyeurism charges in that case. The school's doing a great job. The only problem is his proximity to the school. The school woods back up into his backyard. So we're concerned. So this guy literally lives right at the barrier to the school itself. That's an unfortunate thing that we have these people out there that are ticking time bombs and you have no idea when something is going to go wrong with them. Okay, let's go over to these folks who are sending in dispatches today and see what they got to say. Here is Musical Matt with something for us.
What's up, junkies? Happy Friday.
Sunday.
Story you did about parent stress level is for real. I luckily have a beautiful, wonderful partner, and she is a veterinarian, though, and works crazy long hours. So I teach, so I deal with everybody else's kids, and I take care of my own 3 kids.
Ugh.
And she doesn't get home till 7:30, 8 o'clock at night, so it's rough. But luckily, I live on the beach, and I'm walking distance of Coconuts, and it is a long weekend.
Nice.
So I'm wishing you a happy long weekend. If you feel like coming to Labor Day and having a cocktail with us at Coconuts, bring it. We're under the blue tent. Peace.
There he goes.
They're the only
musical
blue
man.
tent in the whole beach.
He's the one who's going to be under that blue tent right at Coconuts, enjoying his Labor Day weekend. Good for you. Not good for all the people who plan to go to the airport. You're staying away from the airport, right, Moses?
For this weekend,
yes. This is a bad time to be anywhere near any airport. We'll hear
Moses goes to a different airport than we go to.
Oh,
why you gotta call me out, C-Lane?
Does that bad boy get to Italy by any chance?
Have to make a few stops.
Here's my cousin Mose.
Hey, what up, junkies? We are on our way to West Palm.
Oh, nice.
That's right. We're going to Minnie Mose's first concert, right?
Yep.
And who are we going to go see?
Imagine Dragons.
Oh, they're going to see Imagine Dragons.
Imagine that. We got plenty of news junkie magnets on the car. Be on the lookout.
All right, look out for my cousin Mose with some magnets on the way down to see Imagine Dragons. That sounds cool. Over to my brother Kensucket, who is... Oh, no, I'm not, I don't want to talk about that anymore. Here's Jenna with a dispatch. Yeah.
On our way to the uterus zone.
What
Gonna
zone?
take you right into
The uterus zone.
The uterus zone.
That is literally
That's gonna be my hunt all day.
the best voice I've ever heard sing about uteruses. Uteri.
Challenge accepted.
I think that could chart. I think that song could make the charts and could be a very, very impressive release if you do it, Jenna. So I support it. Thank you for that.
Hey, what
and
the
you
heck?
know what? You're getting yourself a star. Boom, a star for Jenna over on the dispatch side of things. And I'll hook you up with a month of audio and video secret shows. Just like that. All you have to do is send in a great dispatch and you too can get hooked up. Mommy Salami wants to talk about being a parent.
Hey guys, podcast listener here. Yesterday you were talking about parents and how stressed out they are. And I will tell you, I have 4 kids. The oldest is 8 years old. The youngest is 1.
Damn.
It is really, really stressful. I am always stressed out. From schedule management to health issues to which kid is sick, and then it spreads around the house, to just trying to keep the house clean with 4 little kids. It's impossible. Yeah, I am always stressed out, and I don't get very much sleep. And I'm always, and then it's
Beautiful
like, oh, what am I going to
babies,
make for dinner? And this kid doesn't eat this, and this kid eats that, and this kid can't eat that because she's allergic, and food allergies, and sensitivities, and being picky, and it's just literally like, I feel insane most of the time.
Get this woman a drink.
That's how I'm doing.
She needs to go to Coconuts. She's really having a rough time, too.
That's what I'm telling you. Get a backyard with a fence, and you are now a free-range parent, and the oldest just takes care of the little ones.
It worked for us. The kids will survive. They're
fine.
Much, much stronger than you would think. All right, we want to hear from you next. Let's see what you got. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. Americans are losing it over a new Australian law. They don't have to follow it, but they're just kind of surprised it exists to begin with. What is it? Wait till you hear this. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Hoping your Friday ride is a smooth and safe one on the major highways and roads of Orlando. That delay is still there on the Turnpike northbound after the Kissimmee exit US 192. Also, that delay due to an incident Sand Lake Road at Turkey Lake Road, and now Challenger Parkway at Woodbury Road, and still Orange Avenue at Land Street Road. Thankfully, the Greenway is clear. No issues on the 408. Our Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We recently received a call from an injured person. The insurance company had offered them $11,000. We took the case over and got more than $2 million in court. Morgan & Morgan.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Mortgage rates are heading down. Many people have loans in the 7s or even 8% range. And if you're one of them, you should explore the savings for a refinance to lower your payments or get cash out now. Go to thatmortgageguydon.com and get a quote with no hard credit inquiry. Work with an expert that you could trust by going to thatmortgageguydon.com.
Don't miss the boat.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
And now, another insurance story from
Smart Bunny. Smart Bunny.
Wow, I wonder how much all this costs. Shh. Well, it can't be cheap. Do we even have enough for our own you-know-what?
Honey, shh. I heard he bought final expense insurance through the Smart Bunny app.
The Smart Bunny app?
Like on your phone?
I know what an app is.
For the love of all things decent, be quiet.
Get up to $25,000 of lifelong coverage for funeral expenses, debts, and other needs for as little as $14 a month. And no medical exam is required. So hop on the Smart Bunny app now and grab some final expense insurance.
Honey, are you buying the insurance, like, right now?
Time is precious.
So true.
Shh.
Smart Bunny Insurance.
Smart Bunny. Smart Bunny.
Your insurance super app. Insurance is sold by Smart Bunny Insurance Services and underwritten by various companies. Coverage exclusions and limitations may apply.
Wait, she's posting pics with a dude in Mexico. We just broke up.
If Heineken Silver was a doom-scrolling ex-boyfriend, it would have all the feels. None of the new boyfriend jealousy.
She looks happy. I'm gonna message her. Hey, Stace, loved the super cute post with @RadRyan7. Enjoy Mexico and that ceviche spot from last year. Send pics.
Heineken Silver, world-class light beer. Only 2.9 grams of carbs and 95 calories. All the taste, no bitter endings. Order now at Heineken.com/silver. Must be 21 and older to purchase. Enjoy Heineken responsibly.
City of Dreams, the new film from executive producers of Sound of Freedom, is being celebrated by entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy.
One of the most important movies of our time. It's a story that'll keep you at the edge of your seat.
And musician Linda Perry.
After watching the film, I was so emotional, I grabbed my guitar, I sat down, and I wrote this song for the end title.
City of Dreams is the inspiring story of a courageous boy's battle to free himself from the brutal grasp of slavery. A boy's dreams of becoming a soccer star are shattered when he's trafficked from Mexico to work in a sweatshop in Los Angeles. Critics are calling City of Dreams a rallying cry for justice and Oscar-worthy. This is a movie that invites all of us to take a stand. Celebrities and world leaders like Tony Robbins, Luis Fonsi, Vivek Ramaswamy, and Yalitza Aparicio have joined forces to help get the word out about City of Dreams. Visit cityofdreamsmovie.com to check out the new trailer and to purchase tickets to see City of Dreams. Now playing. Rated R. Under 17, not admitted without parent.
We all think about buying a house instead of renting, right? But did you ever realize you're renting your electricity every single month? Yep, overpaying the power company and watching prices rise every year. This year alone, prices have jumped over 10%. Isn't it time you own your own power with Solar Source? I started with my pool heater going solar, and now I'm thrilled with Solar Source's pay-as-you-go system where I can save each month starting at only $99. Now, Solar Source isn't new to this game. They've been in business for nearly 40 years with the same phone number since 1984 and over 60,000 installations right here in Central Florida. They are the company I trust. Are you ready to stop renting your electricity? Switch to Solar Source today and start owning your own power. Switch to Solar Source today by going to solarsource.com/monster. Honestly, going Solar Source has been the best thing we've done all year. I absolutely love the company, and you save more money when you tell them you know Russ Rollins. That's solarsource.com/monsters.
Hey, if you're listening to me right now, I have one thing every business needs most: attention. Think about it. We swipe and scroll past stuff all day, but when we're driving, cooking, working out, we're also listening. That's the magic of audio at iHeart. We're in your next customer's ears while they're living life and listening, just like you are right now. So get your customers to listen up today using radio, digital, and podcasts. Call 844-ADD-HELP-5. That's 844-ADD-HELP-5.
You met with the stable boy despite your father's orders. He hoisted you onto the saddle and you wrapped your arms around him, embracing his silent strength. He lay you down amongst the wildflowers. You experienced love like never before while you were buying dish soap. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover heart-stopping romance titles on Audible.
We want everyone to enjoy their Labor Day weekend, so please use rideshare or a designated driver. A DUI will absolutely change your life. Don't drink and drive. From your friends at iHeartMedia and Anajar Levine Accident Attorneys.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
For decades, the mafia had New York City in a stranglehold. But the murder of Carmichael Lanti marked the beginning of the end.
It sent the message that we can prosecute these people.
From the minds behind the acclaimed television series, listen to Law and Order: Criminal Justice System on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart Radio app and search Law and Order: Criminal Justice System and start listening.
Between the lines, far beyond legal and ethical limits, and under the surface.
Too dangerous or disruptive to the existing status quo.
Hosts Ben Bolin, Matt Frederick, and Noel Brown introduce you to the world of stuff they don't want you to know.
We've officially entered the age of biohacking.
History is riddled with unexplained events.
Is somebody messing with us?
Now it's time for some answers.
Take us to the edge of the rabbit hole. We'll do the rest.
Listen to Stuff They Don't Want You to Know on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Stuff They Don't Want You to Know and start listening.
Look to Orange Buick GMC for your next truck at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Because you're never too old to learn something stupid. This is the News Junkie.
Your time. We appreciate you letting us be part of your life. And you can learn more about the show over at thenewsjunkie.com. I know people are freaking out, they say, this week at a new Australian law, which I don't know what we have. We'll talk to Moses DeWitt in a moment about what this situation looks like in the United States of America. But there was a story that was starting to get a lot of attention on social media
Facebook,
about
Instagram,
Australian law. And they said, from August 26th, so this is already enshrined in law, Australian workers have been given the right to disconnect outside of work hours. This means employees will have the right to refuse contact outside of their working hours and refuse to monitor, read, or respond to contact from an employer or a third party. It says this was all within reason, of course, and several factors need to be considered before ignoring your boss. This includes the reason for the contact, how contact is made, yada, 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 yada. Another factor is whether the worker is being compensated or paid extra to be available to be contacted, perform work within a specific period of time. And so they're saying some workers like this, some bosses are pissed off. But U.S. workers were amazed that you could ignore emails on the weekend. You could ignore a call from your boss or something, not think you have to jump to that, and you would be protected. In the United States, does it work anything like that? Is it something that varies from state to state? What's it look like, Mo?
I mean, it depends on your position typically. So, if you're considered a management position and make over a certain amount and meet certain qualifications, then you could be expected to work, answer emails and things like that after hours. But if you're a strictly hourly employee, or even if you're getting a salary, you're kind of considered an hourly employee, where you'd be entitled to overtime if you were to be checking your emails and things like that.
Right.
Then if they're expecting you to do that without pay, you could have a claim against your employer for that.
So that could apply here even.
It could apply here, yeah.
Interesting. So people are getting obsessed over the Australian version of this, where it could apply actually in the United States with our own laws here, depending on your circumstances. And, I think this is one of those things that has gotten worse over time because now we have cell phones always. It used to be that your boss couldn't really get a hold of you when you weren't in the office. You had to wait until you showed up on Monday.
That's why the bosses pay for the cell phones.
That's probably true.
Could you imagine? There's probably some employers that are like, doesn't matter if they're up at 1 a.m., and they need an answer right now, and they'll blow up their assistant or something like that. Like, that sounds like a nightmare, and then you have no defense for that. You could lose your job if you don't answer.
That's always the fear. You always think, if I don't respond fast enough, then they'll just fire me, and then I won't be able to pay the bills. I won't be able to do that. That's the huge fear that people end up operating under. I've continued to see, I don't know if you guys have been watching this, but I hope it's worked out for her. I hope that it's helped with promoting Blake Lively's new movie, because there's these people who are continuing to try to take down Blake Lively with old interviews.
She's in her J-Lo era.
Maybe it is that she's just like a target right now. And each one I see is more lame than the last in terms of what actually she's alleged to have done. I never heard this before. Never heard anybody say any bad stories about her prior to this. Now she has this movie out, and everybody's going for the jugular. And like, look, she laughed at this person. She did this. She did that. Every single attack that I've seen on this.
The initial story about this movie was the co-star / director that I think started all of it. It's like, what happened with them? No one in the cast will talk to him. Look at the premiere. He's taking pictures by himself.
Yeah.
And somehow that unearthed all these Blake Lively, very loose horror stories. Now, I would say the one interview with the baby bump thing, and she was with Parker Posey a couple years ago, that one came out very poorly.
Yeah.
In my opinion. But the other ones that I've seen where I'm like, look at her now. I'm like, I'm not seeing anything in which she comes off as a horrible person.
And you're also, if you do a ton of interviews, you're going to have some where you go, oh, damn, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have said that, or I shouldn't have said this. I find it so weird when the internet, it's usually the internet where this happens, launches a concerted effort to go after a single person who it doesn't seem like has done anything that bad. I'll compare this to something I've seen recently. And I'm not big in the sports world. Maybe I'm way out of line here. But I saw all of these stories and all of these posts going after Brittany Mahomes. Now, you guys probably know Brittany Mahomes is the wife of Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes. Brittany Mahomes, I think, liked a tweet that had something to do with Trump. And everybody comes out of the woodwork online and like, we're going to get her. How dare you? And all these people scrubbing through her internet history. Ooh, she interacted with something that Trump posted here. And I watch this and I go, half the damn country votes for this guy. Is that really going to be the qualifications that you're going to use to decide that you're going to take somebody down? She's a football player's wife. Who cares who she wants to vote for? Why would that matter? But the hordes of people online, they get obsessed and they just try to dunk on these people. I find it so weird. There's weird people out there all over the place, but just right here in this world, it seems like there's a whole lot more. All right, let's go to you. Let's work in some of these very final, well, these aren't the final ones yet, but close to final dispatches. We've got Chi-Town Shoe. He's excited about the weekend. Labor Day weekend, buddy.
Good afternoon, junkies. Happy Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and in this case, Monday.
Right.
I'm a proud father of 3, 0 stress level, have 3 awesome kids. I will be going to the beach this weekend, and I will be challenged to find a tent that is not blue. And will someone please get that mother of 4 a massage and a glass of champagne? Have a great weekend.
Mild heart attack.
Yep.
I don't know why. I thought he was going to say something bad when he said mother, but all of it went up.
Get that mother of 4.
Only because we feel for her, but I got to say, even her voice, like what she was saying on transcript, it's, we feel for her, but she still had like a nice voice to her. Like it still seemed like she's not crying. She wasn't crying essentially.
No, but she was close.
But mother of 4 at that range, bless her soul.
All kids under 8. 4 kids, all under 8 years old.
But now my mom has 5 dogs, 3 of which are puppies, and she is loving her life.
Yeah, why not? I mean, that's the way to do it.
Well, they just got an RV too.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah, they're going RV life because they're like, we don't know how to travel with all the puppies, so what are we going to do?
Wait, how many dogs do they have total now, your parents?
5.
They have 5 total, and they're going to load them up in the RV.
Mm-hmm.
This sounds like a TV show. Just like an RV full of adorable little dogs.
I'm sure it will be.
Your parents traversing the country. Somebody says over on Twitch of what's his name's wife that she's obnoxious.
Brittany Mahomes.
Brittany Mahomes. I don't know anything about her personally, but who cares if she's interacting with a politician? It shouldn't matter. It's like
I don't
not
think
a big
she
deal.
cares. She doubled down.
And I don't know what he's said about this. I don't know if he's made any kind of statements about this or why you would need to. It just doesn't matter. This is a person who's just married to an NFL player.
I think
not
she's
much
an
more to it than
influencer
that.
of some sort.
I know she has an Instagram, I think, and that's where people follow her. But like, why are you going to hate on every single person that says they're going to vote for Trump? What are you going to waste your life chasing that down? Just move on. Here's Fatty Matty going a different direction, which I appreciate. This is about the unkid life. People have been talking about the stressful lives with children.
Oh, what was the acronym again?
DINK.
I don't know.
Dual
DINK,
income, no kids.
Yeah, that's right. DINK. DINK, and then SINK was single income, no kids, and then I don't know the rest of the ones, but there's different ones.
Twink was one.
God, guys, the amount of stress I go through every day, not having a single kid in my life. I come home, my house is quiet, I have my dog. When I travel, you know how hard it is trying to find someone to watch your dog? I was only able to go to Amsterdam, to London, to Germany earlier this year. I was also in Washington State, Cleveland. I'm going to Boston in 3 weeks. You know the kind of stress this is putting on my wallet? God, man, my life is just awful, so stressful.
This guy's going through it right now.
Guys, the amount of stress.
All right. Thank you, Fatty Matty.
Real quick, I forgot to tell you guys this, but it made me laugh. Remember yesterday when Sabrina informed us on the meaning of a gold star lesbian?
Mm-hmm. Moses, do you know what that means?
I actually do.
Okay.
Thank you,
Because I
Moses.
listened to the show yesterday.
All right.
So then a friend of mine texted me, and he said, there are gold star gays, too. I am a platinum gay, which is also a thing.
Whoa, what's a platinum gay?
Only sex with one?
No. Gold star gays means you've never had sex with a woman.
Uh-huh.
But platinum is
gay.
above that.
Platinum gay is above that. How do you think you could be above that?
Never had sex with anybody?
No. He was a C-section baby.
Oh.
Good.
So he's not been in contact with any vagina.
I didn't know that was found to be important in that sector.
I think it's just something that you don't think about until you're having like a gay argument. Like, well, I haven't even done this.
So in a debate over which of two people are more gay, this would be the top advantage, that you had never even been naturally born, or bottom advantage, either way. Wow, what a time to be alive. Here is, let's see, where were we? We're down here. Here's My Brother Can Suck It. I don't know. That's the one I almost played earlier. I'm not playing that. I don't want to talk about that anymore.
Did he send it again? Really?
No, I ran into the same one. Here's FBE with the dispatch. Hello?
So these people that are bringing their infants to Disney World are idiots. There's no reason to bring a 3-year-old, a 2-year-old, a 1-year-old, an infant to Disney World.
3-year-old?
They're not going
hold on. Didn't you just bring Carter to Disney World?
He's never been to Disney World.
Oh, where'd you go? You went somewhere with him, right?
Halloween Horror Nights.
With Universal.
Universal Studios.
We told him forever Disney World was in Canada. Which recently got ruined. Now he's in school.
Oh, no. So now that he's in school, friends are telling him different things.
Yeah, he figured it out finally.
And, you can't control the narrative anymore.
I know.
Oh, that's brutal.
Disney is in Canada. You're a genius, Moses.
Sea-Line, take some notes here with Jackson.
We'll have a class later, Sea-Line.
Got it.
It is kind of disturbing and also funny how much power you can have over a child's worldview when you're the only source of information that they're getting. So you can just tell them
control the narrative.
You can get them believing that stuff until they're teenagers.
Yeah, that's right. And if you have, and that's what I always think is happening. To go back to a crazy story, I'd like to hear more about that family where the daughters and the mom and dad got into it with the police. They were in their 20s and they believed in all this crazy stuff, this very, very religious, radical stuff, because somebody controlled the narrative. Now, what you're talking about is a very harmless version of that. In some cases, we can see that go in another direction entirely. He's not gone to Disney yet? Is he going to get to go to Disney now that he knows it's in
He's figured it out. He's been asking to go, so we promised him we would take him now that he's foiled our plan.
How old is he now that he's in school?
He's 5.
He's 5. Carter's 5 now, which is wild to think about that. He's 5 years old. What are his top things right now?
Bubbles. He's into magic.
Magic? Okay, that's interesting. That's cool.
Same.
Like villains.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry, what?
Villains?
What's villain? Oh, villains.
Villain.
No,
like,
villains.
Like evil
dentistry.
people. Yeah.
That's a little scary,
Yes,
Mo.
villains. And Scooby-Doo. Big Scooby-Doo fan.
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Is he root for the bad guys in Scooby-Doo? Or
Probably. He does like the tar monster and stuff like that.
That's not strange, though, the villains thing. That's why I think they just announced that they're going to do a whole villains area.
I think they're misunderstood.
And a lot of times, I'm just going to throw this on the record here. The villains have the best songs. They have the best songs of all of the movie characters.
Sean?
For example, in Little Mermaid,
Cruella de Vil?
Ursula's songs are far superior.
Voice.
That is the ultimate song.
Unfortunate souls.
Isn't that a good song? It's like dark jazzy. I love that.
It doesn't hold a candle to Under the Sea.
You're out of your mind.
Ariel. Come on.
Under the Sea is a fantasy version of the world. It doesn't really work like that.
Wow.
This Poor Unfortunate Souls is the truth of the dark matter out there. Quick break. When we come back, we'll further analyze.
Sean is also into villains.
We got your dispatches. We got all kinds of stuff as we roll on a lovely, lovely show here. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
Today on The Big Show, we'll talk about corporate falls from grace. We'll judge some yacht rock with Sink or Sail. And I'll turn you on to a great cigar with Embers Only. We'll find out what's good to eat in Orlando with Primetime Kitchen and Fayez Cara. And for trivia, it's Sebastian Maniscalco and Herbie Hancock tickets. Plus, sure calls, texts, and talkbacks.
The Jim Colbert Show, today at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Central Florida forecast on this Friday. And today will be a hot one. Afternoon highs will be climbing into the mid-90s. Feels like temperatures will be approaching the triple digits. Plan for a high of 93 degrees today in Orlando with about a 30% chance of a few isolated downpours, some of which could have some heavy rain and frequent lightning. Otherwise, most of these will wind down as we head to sunset tonight. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Lowe's knows saving pros time and money means getting the job done easier. Right now, get 10% off Georgia Pacific vinyl siding panels because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Offer valid through 9/4/24.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war in term life. Industry rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call for a free quote today. 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
Hi there. Jesse Bon Jovi here. When I set out to create Hampton Water Rosé with my dad, John Bon Jovi, we blended the best French rosé with the laid-back lifestyle of the Hamptons. 7 years later, we are all that and more. With a spot on the top 100 list, we're now the world's favorite rosé. We're for those who always show up for a good time and never show up empty-handed. Hampton Water Rosé, born in France, raised in the Hamptons. Rosé responsibly.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the Better Business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
I'm Chris Walls, and I'm a truck driver from Missouri. For 13 hours a night, I sit in my truck and I drive. Out of boredom, I'll stop and eat. If I'm not doing fast food, I guarantee there's a bag of chips open on my dashboard. Along with that, I'm good for about 4 liters of soda a night. That was all until Andro 400. I started out 4 months ago weighing 341 pounds, and since taking Andro 400, I have dropped 45 pounds. I'm sleeping better. There's no cravings. My knee pains went away. I've had some lower back issues, and I've noticed that went away, and I can only contribute that to Andro 400. One thing that Andro 400 said on the radio ad says it attacks belly fat. Well, let me tell you, it did. I've lost 6 inches. This product really does work.
So guys, if you'd like to experience similar results, then get Andro 400, the safe, natural, and inexpensive way to boost your testosterone. Go to andro400.com or call 888-400-0435. 888-400-0435.
Want a Big Green Egg? For the lowest price anywhere, go to Wassey's Meat Market. They'll deliver and set your Big Green Egg up so that you're cooking before they leave. Follow Wassey's Meat Market on Instagram or go to wasseysmeatmarket.com for your Big Green Egg today.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
Kevin Sorbo here, and I have an important message to share. If you owe the IRS back taxes, they can garnish your wages and levy your bank accounts. They can even seize your retirement or take your home. Tax Network USA is A+ rated and has saved over $500 million for their clients. Whether you owe a few thousand or a few million, they can help you.
Call Tax Network USA at 800-728-2000 or visit tnusa.com. That's 800-728-2000 or visit tnusa.com.
Don't miss our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival presented by Capital One.
Las Vegas, you're having a good time.
Friday and Saturday, September 20th and 21st. Streaming live only on Hulu.
iHeartRadio, let's go!
Get tickets now at AXS.com.
It's Mattress Firm's best sale of the year. Get a Sleepy's Queen mattress at the lowest price ever, just $89.99. Offer ends Tuesday. In-store pickup only. Hurry and stop by Mattress Firm during their Labor Day sale.
This hour of Real Radio 104.1 sponsored by FloridaJobsNow.com coming Wednesday, September 18th.
Occupying the space between high society and prison tattoos.
And today we're going to wrap everything up for a Friday. Anybody got any exciting plans this weekend? Anything big coming up?
I'm working, and then I will be preparing for this trip.
What's the working? You got Orlando City Soccer or
Orlando City Soccer and Orlando Pride coming back after like
okay.
a month. So lots of soccer.
Who's Orlando City Soccer playing? Do you know offhand or no?
Yeah, it's going to be a team, but not good enough. I'll tell you that much because we're getting that W.
Footballers. Yeah, some footballers out there. Mo, you said you're going over to the coast.
Going to the coast, doing a little beach weekend.
Nice. Over in St. Pete, that area over there.
You're not going to see those other people, are you?
I'm not. Well, actually, on Monday I am.
Jesus.
Not today.
At least not today. At least we got that going. They're making them work on Monday over there?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Sucks for them.
Labor Day? Jeez.
Nashville SC is who the city are playing.
Oh, nice.
That's going to be
That'd be cool. Celia, what do you got going on? Big plans, or are you just trying to relax?
Hanging out with a baby, doing a little relaxing. I have a belated birthday celebration for my father.
Oh, cool.
We're probably just going to go get some dinner or something.
Nice. B-Lane is, should we say his age? How old is B-Lane these days?
Let's see.
42.
Oh, he doesn't know offhand.
Married the one.
He's doing the math right
72
now.
maybe?
Look at that. Looks better than ever, too. That's a good-looking guy.
Nice guy. What about you, Sean? What are you doing?
I don't know. We were going to go to Food and Wine tonight because it's the launch of Food and Wine Festival over at Epcot. I don't know. I got to see who would be playing because I do want to go to some of the shows
this year.
Yeah, there was a couple of artists for sure that I was interested in going to see, and maybe we will. I've never been to see a show out there, but I think we're probably going to end up doing that. And then we got some stuff to do with, I think, Courtney's family this weekend.
Oh, the Fray. The Fray is this weekend.
You love the Fray, Sean?
I tried to inquire about getting them for just okay. You remember that?
I do.
And they said minimum $100,000.
I said nothing.
So
And you didn't jump on that?
No, no,
Unbelievable.
I didn't know if How to Save a Life was going to draw in enough people to
how to
make
save
that.
our budget, and that's what we went with.
Yeah, you got to look at the math. All right, what does the venue hold? The Plaza with 1,200 people or something?
Something like that.
Yeah. So to make $100,000 back, you're gonna have some pricey tickets for this event. It's gonna be pretty costly.
So Savvy's Little Helpers comes into play.
$84 a ticket to break even.
Yeah, and look, Savvy's Little Hovers can play all the Frey songs. They can put on a great performance
I'm not
up
playing
there.
a Frey song. Thank you very much.
What's wrong with Frey? You don't like the Frey?
You guys
Frey's
should
fine.
do a set of every band that we've ever asked and has given us too much, too big of a quote.
They also have Sugar Ray, Hoobastank, Yellow Card, a lot of like those.
Damn.
Early 2000s, and then you have the 90s of Tiffany, Sheila E. And some people I'm not familiar with.
Speaking of Hoobastank,
The reason?
My wife a couple years ago, she gave me like a Christmas or birthday present where she took all of my Ticketmaster tickets, all my stubs, and put them in a book. And
that's cool.
And my friend was looking through. He's like, "You've seen Hoobastank?" And I had to explain to him it was one of those MTV tapings where the tickets were dirt cheap, so they could have a big enough crowd. I went to a couple of them.
Oh, I see.
And then I had to explain to him, well, I didn't get on TV for that one, but wait till you see this Maroon 5 video.
Sealand just pumping his fist in the crowd of that one. She will be loved. Big thanks to W. Schuyler, the latest Secret Show subscriber. You can learn more about that over on thenewsjunkie.com. Clay emails the show to tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Clay says, Dear Sean, could Sabrina get away with cursing in a rare foreign language on air? Like how Robin Williams got away with cursing in Yiddish on Mork and Mindy for a while? I'm assuming the majority of your listeners don't even know Mandarin or Hindi. Or see if she could pull the Sealand example yesterday and curse in a more Shakespearean style. Stay classy, Clay, who's just trying to make it so you can say bad words on the air, Sabrina.
I will add that to the to-do list.
It's frowned upon.
Yeah, technically you can't do that, unfortunately.
Butterscotch.
All the dispatches made the cut. The stories that did make the cut are brought to you by our friends at Cento Family Moving and Storage.
That's right. They're the go-to moving company to take the stress out of your move. There's a lot of things to stress out about, and it takes its toll. But not Cento. They are professionals. They have decades of experience behind them, and they will it made the moving experience almost fun. Like it was excellent having them there, and those guys can lift anything. So anytime, anywhere, they will meet your needs. Cento Family Moving and Storage, CENTOmoving.com.
Big news incoming, folks. This is the story that didn't make the cut. Amy Robach and TJ Holmes are breaking up. I hate to tell you.
Love is dead. Love is dead.
You know what's brutal?
What about
Their
that podcast?
Their exes who started dating each other are still together.
Good.
And so they broke up, their exes started dating each other, and that relationship is still going.
Suck.
And with that, let's get the hell out of here. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ.
Got this, Moses.
So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
Spoiler alert, Moses does not, in fact, have this. He's not going to get this first one. Unless you blow my mind. If it was an 80s or 90s rap song, you would get it, and you would get it first. But this one, let's see. Today I learned this band right here.
Come on, Mo.
Not
Steely
fat.
Dan. Skinny Dan.
Thin Lizzy? Yeah, Thin Lizzy is right. The lead singer of Thin Lizzy, Phil Lynott, was asked what it was like to be both a black and Irish man, and he likened himself to a pint of Guinness, he would say. This guy's career was a brief one. He died at a heartbreakingly young age of 36 years old, but they said made a huge impact in Ireland, where they always loved the band. I always thought that was a dumb band name, Thin Lizzy. I don't know why. I just hate it. It doesn't work for me. But
well, Lizzie loved it after
each their
losing
own.
all that weight.
Today on this group right here, Moses.
Wonder what he was thinking. Chasing Edmund.
Yeah, not great. Oh, come on, Black Eyed Peas. That's right, Black Eyed Peas. Fergie of the Black Eyed Peas sent Alanis Morissette a butt-shaped cake after being so impressed by her cover version and video of the My Hump song, which I had no idea that Alanis Morissette ever did that to begin with.
Who knew?
Here we are. Hey, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Thank you, Moses.
Thanks,
Thank you, guys.
And thanks to you. We will be back on Tuesday. Same time, same place.
Same pound.
Listening to the show. I'm rolling out of the show on this
Cannonball.
lovely Friday here.